Tonight, Central Iowa Sports Network presents
Cole's going to get the call up the middle. He sees a seam. 10-5, touchdown Maroons. He's got a seam. 5-2-1, touchdown Valley Tigers.
Central Iowa Football, live from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Central Iowa Football is brought to you by the Atlantic Bottling Company, CenturyLink, Central Iowa Football, live on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Central Iowa Football is also brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields. Are you ready for some football?
A beautiful night for high school football. We finally have the weather that all football games should have. Clear skies,
Tonight,
light
Central
wind.
Iowa Sports Network.
Just outstanding conditions as we get ready to play the, can you believe it, 5th game of the regular season. Inside the box, along with Keith Bornes, I'm Paul Yeager, and welcome to another edition of CISN.TV. Tonight, it's the Valley Tigers 3-1 against the Hoover Huskies 3-1. And joining me, as always, for these broadcasts is Keith Bornes, who was big time in his last week as he was the third member of a very important booth as we had that game. But if you were wearing the Valley colors last week, Keith, it wasn't a happy booth.
No, it wasn't. A tough, big game opener for us. The Valley Dowling is always a big game, regardless of any rankings. It's the clash for West Des Moines, and it was a tough one. We saw a lot of things up front that we would like to see changed as we head down the stretch.
Very similar situation to last year, if you look at it just roughly from the outside. Both teams, respectively, were number one, come into the game thinking they were number one, playing like they weren't number one. And that was something that happened to Dowling last season with Valley, and this year it happened to Valley.
It did, and there are two components to that whole game last week that really surprised me. Number one, to see Dowling come out and play the way they did wasn't a surprise. The surprise was the offensive and defensive line play. Dowling really dominated that area. The other part that people are very quick to forget about because of the offensive and defensive line play, our quarterback, and I say our, Valley's quarterback, Rocky Lombardi, he left over 200 yards passing on the field because of 6 key drop passes, including 4 touchdowns.
One of those drops was right in front of me with Javon Mason. I was on the Valley sideline last week on the broadcast, and you could hear it go through his hands, and boy, he was frustrated afterwards, and I think that really just kind of epitomized the entire night for Valley.
Yes, and it was one of those deals where you'll never blame anything on the rain or the conditions of the field, because anytime you have an all-purpose field like that, it's great running conditions. They've practiced in the rain all year. It was just a lack of focus.
And that was something that they're going to have to work on tonight and try to get through it as they play this Hoover team that is 3-1. So you have to be ready for a team that's won games, because there's a whole bunch of teams that would say, yeah, well, we're better than our 1-3 record. I'm looking at you, Southeast Polk. We know they're better, but you've still got to win the games. Tonight, Hoover comes in. We've got some confidence. We can take this thing.
Well, not only do they have the confidence, they have the athletes to go with it. They are a very athletic ball club. And with the wide receiver coming back, Dom Marshall, who, ironically, is the cousin to a Valley football player that we have on the freshman team. He is a force to be reckoned with, just like his cousin.
In 1 week, 7 catches, 80 yards for Dom Marshall. He was All-State last year, and as you'll hear from Coach Swenson in just a few minutes, you'll hear more about him, as well as their quarterback, Wilford Kowalko. And he is a guy, an athlete, playing behind Brock Larson, who is now the starting quarterback at Iowa Western. So you know Brock Larson was a very good athlete, and he had a couple of good athletes to go with him. Now it's a whole new group, and Coach Will Sifkin has put in these guys that have said, all right, it's your turn, and it is next man in, which has not always been the case for Hoover.
Correct. It hasn't, because they are still hurting numbers-wise, but they're not hurting athlete-wise. And so it's a situation where when you have another guy like that to fill in for a person that really did a great job leading their team last year, we're certainly looking out for him. Valley's looking out for him. The defensive backs are looking out for him. Linebackers are looking out because he can tuck the ball and run.
And that is always when you've got that dual threat. And now with Marshall coming back, that also takes off and allows another wide receiver, and that would be Patrick Sullivan, 23 catches, 445 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So when you've got 2 threats, it really stretches the defense.
It does, because not only are we looking at 2 threats, we're looking at basically 2 Austin Hinkles. Both of these guys have yardage. Hinkle's got, 333 yards on the season, and they're number 2 receivers over 400. That's a pretty impressive stat.
Do you know how many catches he has? Because I'm very impressed that you have the number of yards.
Well, I don't. I think 14 or 15 or
14. Good job. To say this guy is just a pretty face is not just something that we take lightly.
Well, exactly. I have come from good stock. My grandpa.
Your grandpa, I hear there's a special day coming up in the Bornes family.
That's right. It is a big day for my grandpa. He is going to turn 100 years of age, 100 years young on Monday. We're going to have a big celebration up in Decorah. But here's one thing to remember, Grandpa. The first 100 is great. I'll be real impressed with the second 100.
And if you want to send birthday shout-outs, just go ahead and hit us up on Twitter at CISNTV and send happy birthday wishes that Keith will deliver via his flip phone to Grandpa. Grandpa Eisner?
Grandpa Einer.
Grandpa Einer in Decorah.
He does not have a flip phone.
Smartphone. He got the new iPhone today.
Something, yeah. He's earned it. He's certainly earned it.
All right, we'll have those birthday shout-outs, and we'd love to hear from where you are at tonight. And hit us up on Twitter at CISNTV, or you can talk with me at Paul Yeager as we get ready to go. Also on Facebook, other games tonight as you are. If you came to the website, you can see what else we have on tap tonight. We'll have that Dowling at Lewis Central game, and we'll also have Southeast Polk tonight as we get you ready. Dar Danielson is also in Waukee tonight, so we've got games all over the place. When we come back, we're going to talk with a member of the broadcast crew just down the hall from us as we get you ready here on the pregame show, as this is brought to you by Atlantic Bottling, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, and CenturyLink. Back with the pregame show right after this.
Get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado double cab 4x4 LT. Power price $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Fireplace Superstore is growing. We're building a great new location next to our current store at 109th and Douglas.
Cut!
What?
Action!
We don't want to move it, so we're putting everything on.
Cut! Action!
Our warehouses are too full, and this building's going to go up fast, so we need
Cut!
you to. Seriously, please help us move. Everything's on sale. Fireplaces, patio furniture, grills, fire pits, they're all on sale at Fireplace Superstore, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue in Urbandale.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Tonight's pregame is brought to you by Show Core Power. That's Core Power, high protein milkshake. Protein for everyday awesome. That's Core Power, high protein milkshake. Protein for everyday awesome. Paul Yeager back here in the box as we get you ready for Valley and Hoover coming your way at the bottom of the hour. But first, Eric Shambaugh He's a sophomore at Valley High School, and he is with the KWDM broadcast crew. So what's it like to get ready for a game? What's it like to be a part of a broadcast?
You mostly just set up the radio and talk. You call the guy that's down there, and you do what you do.
So this is this is not your first game. How many games have you done this year or been a part of?
This will be my third.
All right, so third. From game 1, Eric, to game 3, Eric? Where are your expectations on there and how you've developed?
I've developed quite well. I'm hopefully going to do play-by-play this game. Last couple of games I've been doing color for my friends up at Iowa State.
Oh, doing the Iowa State game?
No.
Or with guys?
They've come down from Iowa State.
All right, so why did you want to get involved with this?
It's been a passion of mine. I love sports. I love talking about sports.
All right, so favorite sport is?
Either hockey or baseball.
All right, so we're going to skip over hockey, go to baseball. Hockey's not my thing. No, hockey's a good sport. Baseball, who's your team?
The Yankees.
The Yankees in the playoffs, most likely.
Yes. Hopefully they make the wild card, which they're ahead, so.
What do you think? You want to play the Blue Jays at any time, or you want to avoid them if at all possible?
I want to avoid them.
But I don't think you want the Royals either.
The Royals, they're there.
They just shut down their closer last night, so that'll change things for the Royals a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so Yankees, who's your prediction to come out of the American League?
Probably the Royals. They're really good right now, so.
Who comes out of the National League?
It depends. Like, there's a lot of teams there that could make it, and there's a lot of teams that have the potential to make it.
All right, so you got the 3 teams out of the Central, the Cardinals, the Cubs, and the Pirates. Pirates and Cubs play today. 3-2 Pirates win, so the Cubs can't clinch at home. If you're Joe Madden, who do you throw for the Cubs in a 1-game playoff? Are you throwing the guy you spent all the money for in John Lester, or are you throwing the guy who's got the hot hands, thrown the no-hitter, and Jake Arrieta?
I would pitch Jake Arrieta.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Because he's got the hot hand?
He's been doing well. I would believe in him and have him pitch.
All right. So you involved with the speech program yet at Val? You have a very good speech program. I highly recommend that.
I am not a part of it yet. I plan to be next semester.
Fantastic. They do a great job. The TV crew, if you get involved with them, they also do the radio broadcast. They have a lot of Glenn Bierman, photojournalist at KCCI, helps out with that. And I get to see him at Allstate every once in a while, and it's always a first-rate broadcast. So that's fun tonight. Rocky Lombardi, is he as good as you think he is? I mean, he's a good quarterback. Do you think he is that good?
Oh yeah, he has the arm of Tom Brady, in my opinion. He has great receivers next to him and a great running back as well.
Javon Mason, fun to watch.
Yes, he is. He's amazing.
You ever see his brother play?
No, I did not.
He was fun to watch too. He's a little bigger than his brother, and his brother is still playing at the next level. So, Rocky, when you stand, you're a tall guy, Eric, but when you stand next to Rocky, there he is, number 12. Tell me, did he get a haircut this week? Was there a little mojo change from the Dowling game?
It seems like he realized that his hair was a little too long for playing against these teams, and he decided to get it cut.
And there's Javon Mason sitting them, Carlo Marble there in the middle. Very good threesome for the Valley.
Oh, yeah. Carlo Marble has a future ahead of him. He has his brother who made the NBA, and Rocky Lombardi with him. They all have a future.
Rocky's offer from the University of Virginia. I don't know if he's gotten any other offers since then, has he?
Not that I know of, no.
But I think some more will probably be coming.
Oh, yeah. Seeing as he's only a junior, he has plenty of time to get more offers.
All right, the key tonight for Valley to win.
Use the run game. You have to trust Javon Mason to make the tough choices and find the holes and get to the end zone.
But without Austin Cook to relieve him, that could kind of create a little bit of trouble there, but you got to rely so heavily on Mason then.
Yeah. Javon Mason, I have a feeling, will be able to take the pressure off of just having himself to do it.
Next week's homecoming. Are you ready for it?
Oh, yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most?
The game.
Because there is no homecoming without the game.
Oh, no. The game is everything to homecoming.
That's right. All right, Eric, I'll let you get a go to the broadcast. This is Eric Shambaugh, and you can hear them on KWDM The Point. What's the call? What's the frequency on the radio?
It's AM. It's 87.3, I think.
87.3 FM on the dial, so you can listen to them on the low side, and so you can just turn Keith and I off, watch our video, but listen to your broadcast. Is that what you want to do?
Sure.
You could dial up our video if you want on the website at cisn.tv.
Yes, I could.
There you go. And that's like a replay for you. Mm-hmm. That's what we use it for. All right, Eric, thank you so much. I hope none of those questions were too tough, but this is your pregame show brought to you by Core Power High Protein Milkshake. When we come back, we'll talk with head coach Gary Swenson as we get ready for Hoover and Valley next from Valley Stadium.
Hi, we're the Waters Boys. I'm Todd. And I'm Thad. The best deals on Buick and GMCs are right here at Waters. Waters Autoland, 8 miles south of Des Moines, Indianola.
Catch the wave to Waters. Waters Autoland.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Hi, we're the Waters Boys. I'm Todd. And I'm Thad. The best deals on Buick and GMCs are right here at Waters. Waters Autoland, 8 miles south of Des Moines, Indianola.
Catch the wave to Waters. Waters Autoland.
Tonight's pregame show is brought to you by Core Power High Protein Milkshake. Protein for everyday awesome. If you want to get in contact with us, hit us up on Twitter at CISNTV, or you can talk to us via Facebook and wish the happy birthday out to your grandfather. Keith Bornes, that's him. Paul Yeager, that's me. We're getting ready for this. We're going to do a little bit different tonight. We're going to show you the band because it's a special night.
It is a special night. Both junior highs and the March Masters are going to be out on the field for both pregame and halftime. That's the word I got. I know for sure halftime. So it's going to be a big night.
Big night, big band. And heard them practicing earlier. They were kind of going through, and it's a good opportunity for the junior high to get familiar with those high school people and continue. It's just like football. You got to build the numbers, and it starts in junior high.
Absolutely. Renee Bernard over at Indian Hills really does a great job with our band. One of the first things I took it upon myself, Paul, to make sure that when Renee showed up at Indian Hills, the first thing we do, learn that Valley Fight song. And it's the first song they learn every year.
It's always,
I take credit for that, Paul.
Do you?
I take credit for that.
And you don't take credit for much except everybody else's hard work.
Well, exactly. And they do a lot of good work.
All right, we're going to head it down to the field now as we have our national anthem, and then they'll play the school song as we get you ready for kickoff here at Valley Stadium. Hoover and Valley coming your way in just a moment. But first, the Valley March Masters with tonight's national anthem. The Valley High School Marchmasters tonight in their pregame performance. And now you'll hear the band as they come off the field, and we're going to get you ready. We'll take a quick break here. We'll hold the band for a little bit. We'll take a break and come back. When we come back, head coach Gary Swenson and the Valley Tigers as we get you ready for kickoff here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price, $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price, $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Action!
Fireplace Superstore is growing. We're building a great new location next to our current store at 109th and Douglas.
Cut!
What?
Action!
We don't want to move it, so we're putting everything on.
Cut! Action!
Our warehouses are too full, and this building's going to go up fast, so we need
Cut!
you to. Seriously, please help us move. Everything's on sale. Fireplaces, patio furniture, grills, fire pits, they're all on sale at Fireplace Superstore, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue in Urbandale.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Tonight's weather report brought to you by ABC 5. 74 degrees in West Des Moines tonight. We're headed for 68 degrees. The wind is east-northeast at 6 miles an hour. It is a gorgeous night for high school football. And our pregame show continues here as we talk with head coach Gary Swenson of the Valley Tigers ahead of tonight's contest. All right, Coach, talk about this week of practice. How do you get those guys back onto the same page and back to winning ways?
You know, kids are resilient. They get over stuff in a hurry. It's us adults that let stuff hang around. Our kids were ready to. We were good Sunday afternoon. We brought the kids in and lifted and watched video, and they were fine. And our practices have been good. I would expect nothing but a great effort tonight out of our team.
What is it, I asked you earlier in the week, what is it you learned about that, from that game to help you move forward?
Well, we learned Dowling's a good football team, first of all. But we did some things that were a little uncharacteristic. Now, some of the things that looked bad for us, we were forced into by a good football team, but we also helped them with, we had 3 big errors in the secondary, which led to big plays for them. And offensively, we had spurts, but we never sustained anything. And when you're trying to crawl back into a game, you got to move the chains every once in a while and not rely on the big play. And we didn't have enough of that.
Injuries, though, that was one thing that came out that's probably not on the positive side for you.
Well, we got some guys we're going to have to hold out tonight. Austin Cook has a hamstring. We should, we're going to get him back at some point, but hamstrings are tough. Ben Campos has abdominal strain, we think, and which is very painful. We'll get him back too. It's just, it's going to be time. Neither are season-ending injuries, but they're just kind of irritating.
Your years of coaching, you've seen a lot of things. You see injuries come and go. You see good teams come and go. Anything different about this year that stands out as you sit at the midway point of this season?
I think what stands out is we have potential to be an outstanding football team. I think we're capable of being a championship team, but it's performance that matters, and we clearly didn't perform last week. All the build-up going into that game, our performance didn't live up to it. Theirs definitely did. And again, you have to credit them for playing a great game, and some of our issues were caused by a good team, but there were things we could have done better as well.
All right, you got your guys going through that walkthrough. That's kind of been a little wrinkle. That's something you've not done before. How's that get them adjusted and kind of ready to play?
These kids come to the stadium so early, and then they just sit around. You better have something to do. We knew we needed a more organized pregame. And, the problem for our schedule is some nights there's an opener, a sophomore game going on. Like tonight there wasn't. But I think everybody does some form of a walkthrough. It's just when you do it. Most collegiate and professional teams do it that day before the game at the hotel or at your facility. In high school, sometimes you don't have a place to go. But for us, the field was available tonight. I think it's productive. You just, it's just like kind of hammering home the things you've worked on during the week, some reminders. These are just high school kids. I mean, no matter what you try to get done during a week, they get hyped up and they forget. So it's been productive, and I think we'll continue to do it.
2 3-1 teams tonight. Some would say that the 3-1s are a little different, but you still have to get ready to play a team that has won games. Sure. How do you get the attention of your guys?
Well, we tried to focus the first part of the week just on us and how we've got to get better. They are a team that has a handful of really good players. It would appear to me on film they don't have enough of them to beat us. But we didn't assume that this week. You can get caught real quickly with high school football teams if you make assumptions. So we just prepared that we were going to come out and play our best game of the year. We can't control what they do or don't do. So I'm hoping I see a physical effort by us tonight for 4 quarters.
And they have an all-state receiver back. He played last week. He'd been out for the first part of the season. And now they've got a second weapon to throw. So, they have some athletes in some key spots.
Yeah, Dom Marshall can play for anybody in the state. He hurt us last year a couple times. So we know he's good. I just think we're too balanced for him, but that'll play out once the ball's kicked off. They come in here with the knowledge, our record's just the same as theirs is. What do we got to be worried about? I think our kids want to get the taste of last week out of their mouth quickly.
And that's the way to do it tonight, is with a good performance?
Absolutely. You can, you forget things when you're focused on something ahead of you or at the moment that's good. And tonight's effort, I hope, will be good.
All right, Coach, thank you.
You bet.
Head Coach Gary Swenson, ahead of tonight's game. Thank you, as always, for joining us tonight. Let's now talk about Keith Bornas and his Schottenkirk Chevrolet keys to the game. Keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Keith, what are your keys?
From the Hoover standpoint, you need to get your athletes involved and involved early. They got a great receiving core. They got to use them. Spread the ball around offensively and move the chains. Defensively, they need to disrupt the flow of our running attack under Javon Mason. From the Valley standpoint, they need to control the line of scrimmage, move the ball down the field, and not be concerned about who's on the field, just play football.
Valley will come out and will receive and go from right to left. No Jim Kirby gracing us with his presence on the sidelines tonight. That man is busy with one of his primary jobs. No, he is not out howling at the moon. He is getting his cross-country team ready for action. Huge meet tomorrow in the Twin Cities area.
Yes, not only is it a Minnesota Invitational, it is teams coming in from all over the country. Several from the metro area, including Valley and Dowling, running up in what is considered to be one of the all-time great cross-country settings.
Daniel Gomez lines up to kick for the Hoover Huskies, and he gets his foot into it. Low liner, we're underway here from Valley Stadium. Taken at the 18-yard line with the football is Austin Hinkle, and he cuts back and makes another move, and then he is quickly wrestled down at the 35-yard line. Nice stop for the Huskies by Katre Spivey. And Hinkle had thoughts, Keith, of taking it a little deeper.
He did, and he made some great moves to get into the opening. What he forgot to do was turn on some jets, because Hoover does have speed. They're going to be able to run people down if you are not focused all the way through the entire play.
Beautiful night for high school football as the ball sits at the 35-yard line for the Valley Tigers, and that is Rocky Lombardi sending a receiver to the right and to the left as he gets ready to go in the I formation behind him. Javon Mason is deep. In motion goes Heald. They snap it and give it to Mason. Wide open right side, makes a cutback, has a first down, knocks over the referee unintentionally up to the 50-yard line. The ref just happened to be right there in the spot as Mason picks up yardage to the 49. That's a gain of almost 15 yards, 14-yard gain for Mason.
You see from time to time officials get into plays, and both the offense and the defense get a little upset by that, but you have to remember they are a part of the field.
First and 10, quick throw out to the right side, and it's caught by Heald at the 50. He's into Hoover territory and then wrestled down in a hurry. And that's Zach Thompson, number 7, also there, is already a player that I don't have a number for. Sorry about that.
Hoover did a great job of swarming the ball. Heald actually had a little bit of room to run, but could not get around his own blocker, and Hoover had 4 or 5 guys there on the spot.
A couple of other games going on the network tonight, and we have Valley and Hoover here as Rocky is going to throw the football. Roll out, wide open, caught out of the backfield, but then the distance closes, and then making a move and continuing to go is Jacob Morris, next man in for the Tigers. He's up to the 30-yard line. Gain of 16 on the play.
Nice job by Jacob Morris getting out into the flat there. That play was set up very well, and then he had to shed a tackler, which was a nice job. And I personally am very glad to see Jacob Morris in the upright position, because he took a shot last week against Dowling that I didn't know anybody would get up from.
Did you hear it up there in the booth? Because I certainly heard it on the field last week.
Yes.
Holy cow.
It went right through all of us.
Dave Marcoulier got a little shuddered there and thought he signed the kid up. Lombardi goes back to Mason up the middle. Mason makes a cut to the outside, and he's got some room. He's at the 20, turns on the jets, 15, puts a spin move on. More of a sidestep, I should say, inside to the 14, 13-yard line. Gain of 12 on the play.
He just doesn't look like a sophomore to me.
We do hope to have North and Johnston coming your way. I know that's a little bit delayed, and they have homecoming there tonight at Waukee, so they're getting close to starting on time in Waukee. It's Marshalltown and Waukee do battle. Rocky Lombardi first down, handoff to Javon Mason off left side. Mason makes a move. 10, 5, towards the end zone. Touchdown, Javon Mason, 13 yards, and the Tigers strike first.
What a block by Carlo Marble out there, leading the way from that X position out there. He did a great job getting into the defender and maintaining that block. It's one thing for a receiver to go out and make contact. It's another thing for him to stay in contact with him and actually move him downfield.
Coming out for the extra point is going to be Cole Hahn. Didn't get a lot of chance to kick last week against Dowling. Gets his first opportunity tonight, puts it up through the uprights, and it's good. Valley leads 7-0. Back in a bit on CISN.TV.
Hi, we're the Waters Boys. I'm Todd. And I'm Thad. The best deals on Buick and GMCs are right here at Waters. Waters Autoland, 8 miles south of Des Moines, Indianola.
Catch the wave to Waters. Waters Autoland.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Back at Valley Stadium, 13-yard touchdown run by Javon Mason makes it 7-0 Valley, and lining up to kick off is Nate Murphy. What'd you like on that play, Keith?
What I really liked on that play was how Carlo Marble got downfield, but at the same time, Javon Mason was able to spread the run clear out to the sideline and never had to go straight to the sideline. He was able to move upfield the entire time.
The kick from Murphy bounces in front. And I'm going to have to find out who number 6 is, because he's been all over the field tonight, and he's not on either roster that I have. So my apologies to the Hoover fans. We will try to find out who that is and get you to it in a little bit. But Wilford, the quarterback, Wilford Kuwaku, is in the shotgun formation. He's got 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right, and he throws quickly, and it's caught. And then up for a gain is Yves Quinn. Gain of about 3 on the play. Moving forward, it'll be 2nd and 7.
Noah Barr did a great job coming out of that corner position to come up and make that tackle on those out routes where you have another receiver up there ready to block. It's tough to get through that block and make a tackle at the same time. So a gain of 3, that is a good defensive play for Valley.
Kawaku back at quarterback in that shotgun. Drops back, looks to the left, throws, and it's caught at the 30. First down and more for the Huskies. Up ahead, Andre Wadsworth. You better know him as Yogi. First down, move the chains for the Huskies.
That ball was thrown on a rope. I thought it was actually going to the out route, and that inside seam picked it up and just kept on moving.
1st and 10 for the Huskies. They go again to the left, and that was batted down. I think getting his paw up on it is Zach Deeming.
Yes, Deeming.
So 3 plays, 3 passes, Keith.
If they make catches, it'll be a fast game. If they don't, we could be here till tomorrow.
Not sure who that was intended for, because it never got a chance to go anywhere close to a receiver. Kawaku claps his hands, gets the pass. Here comes some pressure, and wow, no chance. Coming through on the all-out blitz was Austin Stotts, and he had some friends with him too.
He did, and that play, I'm sure, looked, if you were to think back to 100 years ago, Paul, I'm thinking that's how my grandpa would have done it. 100 years ago.
Oh, is it a birthday or something?
There's a birthday,
Oh.
Absolutely. Einer Bornis turning 100 this weekend.
Have you been texting him during the game?
Well, my mom gave me a shout-out quick.
Well, there are some 100-year-olds that do text. 3 receivers. Right here comes some pressure again. Kawaku steps up in front, and then he steps up into more pressure. And this time, it was Zach Deeming. So Deeming had a pretty good series. First, he knocks down a pass. Then he gets the sack.
And one of the things that you're probably able to notice is just how quick Hoover's feet are at those skilled positions. They are able to move around from would-be tacklers pretty well. It's a good thing Valley's got several of them.
And now it'll be the first time to punt for the Huskies tonight. And a great punt by their kicker is up, and then it's taken. Is he going to fair catch that and then tried to run? I think that's what happened. Scott took the punt and then said, I need to keep going. Daniel Gomez, great punt, gets it up to about the 40. I'll make it the 39. Want to let you know that CISN and support for this broadcast is brought to you by G&L Clothing, a real clothing store with real people, selling regular, big and tall clothing for almost a century. That's G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll Avenue in Des Moines. GandLClothing.com. Second series for the Valley Tigers, and they start on the 39-yard line. The Huskies get a couple of first downs, and then they're forced to punt. Valley now goes to the shotgun formation. Rocky looks to the left. He's going for a deep route, but then settles for the underneath. Goes to Hinkle, falling backwards out of bounds. The junior gets the catch into Husky territory. Gain of 11. Move the chains. First down, Tigers.
That was a great job offensively. The Tigers had a layered route. You had the short, medium, and long. Went through the medium route, and that's where Hinkle was, probably where I would have gone too.
So we're seeing the no huddle, which we've seen a lot of this year from the Tigers. It's not good enough for the Iowa Hawkeyes anymore, but it is good enough for Coach Gary Swenson. Pass out to the right side. Hinkle makes a move, and then he is quickly surrounded by a whole bunch of Huskies. Not faked in the least with Scott Larson. Waukee leads Marshalltown 7-0. That game going on right now. Our friend. Well, he's such a good friend, we don't even like to call him by name.
Yeah?
Yeah. Our good pal, Dar Danielson, at the game tonight over in Waukee. So if you want to watch a couple of different games, pull up a couple of different browsers. You've got one here. It's Valley and Hoover, 7-0. Give to Mason around right side, gets through the hole, has a first down, and then he's inside the 40.
Javon Mason, the ball carrier.
Tackle there, Zach Thompson, and also Elijah Garrett.
Sam Rogers did a great job moving that pile downfield. Mason ended up being able to go 5 yards on the play before he's even touched.
Mason up to the 37-yard line. Gain of 12. Third play of the drive goes back to Mason around left side. Makes a move, gets a block from Marble, and then tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Good defensive play coming up to make the stop for the Huskies is Answer Gay, the sophomore. This is a team, the Huskies replaced a lot of key players off of last year's squad, and here they are 3-1 on the season. They've had wins over Waterloo East, Des Moines North, and last week against Des Moines Roosevelt. Lost the opener against Urbandale, 68-7. Valley with wins over Waukee, Iowa City West, and Southeast Polk before the loss to Dowling Catholic last week at Drake Stadium. 2nd and 6. Gain of 4 for Mason. Pass, Rocky. First receiver covered. He's going to run it and makes one guy miss, but can't quite make the second. Coming up again to make the stop, Answer Gay. Lombardi gets inside the 30. He is going to be short of the first down up to the 29. So we'll give him a gain of 4.
I think the biggest thing I see differently this year between Rocky this year and last year is just in the total yards that he's getting with his feet. Last year he was on his back and scrambling around. Now he's heading forward as he's getting some good yards on his feet.
Mason just blows through the line and then fumbles the football inside the 5. It's loose. Do the Tigers have it in the end zone? Touchback. Touchback.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that one, Paul.
And it's Hoover's football.
I thought we had that recovered. But a great job by Hoover getting back in there as they were able to disrupt everything. Mason fumbled the ball around the 10-yard line. It rolled into the end zone. Valley had a chance at it, but they said it rolled out of bounds before he had control of it.
We do not have the Shield sideline report to get a clarification, but that turnover is going to be huge. That was going to be a ball down inside the 5. So a turnover for the Tigers turns into a Hoover football at their own 20-yard line with 5:29 to play. Hoover leading or trailing 7-0 here. And it's going to be a penalty against the Tigers, so they'll move it 5 more. I just don't think I'm going to get this broadcast up in time. No, I won't. Just trying to get it here on the replay.
Encroachment against the Tigers. Now 1st and 5.
So it'll be 1st and 5 for the Huskies. Kawaku rolls, throws, caught at the 25. Tackle missed up to the 30. First down. First down. Dom Marshall, 7 catches last week in his debut of the 2015 season. He got hurt in 7-on-7s, broke his leg, and he's back, or at least an injury to that leg. Up to the 31, gain of 6.
When Dom comes out to the short side of the field or Hoover's right side, that's a big task for Noah Barr, the junior defensive back, in coverage there.
1st and 10 from the 31. Kawaku looks to the right, throws, and that's too much. Just in front of his intended receiver, Yves Quinn. You look at these two teams, Hoover has thrown the ball 117 times. Valley's thrown it 93 times. Little difference is Hoover's completed it 63 times. Very high percentage passes. 946 yards, Valley 93 of 45 for 726, 8 touchdowns, and 1 interception, and that came late in that game last week. The rush total is 80 carries for 543 yards for Hoover, and that's what they're going to do here is they're going to go the pitch to the left side, and 1 tackle is shed.
Carry on the play by number 6, Jerry Ziadi.
All right, they're going to say Jerry Ziadi is number 6, and I'm going to do one more check here. So it no gain on that play. In fact, it's a loss of 1. Kawaku, here comes some pressure, gets it away, nice thrown pass, complete and into the open territory, still on his feet. Great move, Marshall. Inside the 40-yard line to the 38. Penalty flag, though, back. It's going to be personal foul, roughing the passer against the Tigers. The play will hold, and we'll move it up, add 15 more.
I don't know if I was more impressed with the quarterback's footwork on that and being able to elude a Valley tackler and then make a great throw. That ball was in the air for probably 25 yards on a rope, and then Marshall making a great move against the Valley defensive back, got up the field an additional, 20 more yards?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. So we're going to say that the running back is Jerry Ziadi, and that's number 6. So if you've got 11 on your program, it's actually number 6. And so now the Huskies have it at the 22-yard line. They go down the right side to Marshall, incomplete, but it was there. Marshall makes this team a whole heck of a lot better. They won 2 games without him. So you know there's some talent on this team. Throw Marshall in. That's a big receiver. I mean, Marshall stands 6'2", 185. That kid, as you heard Coach Swenson say, he could play anywhere in the state.
And he showed that there. He can get by defensive backs. Valley was very fortunate on 2 things. Cobb was in the area as he is playing that deep half, and the ball was just overthrown.
Kawaku looks to the left, throws, and it's caught at the 25. Making a run for the left side is Andre Wadsworth, and he gets about 6 on that play. There is a do we have a penalty? Because all of a sudden they're blowing the...
Well, I'm going to tell you.
We have a penalty.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Paul. Anybody that was watching that and saw something fly in that looked like a bird came out of nowhere, that was the official throwing it from the goal line as he heaved that flag clear out to the 15-yard line at an angle. So it had to cover 25 yards.
Let's sign him up.
Yeah.
Fans join the crowd tonight. Short sleeves. It's beautiful weather. You've seen the moon a couple of times there on the broadcast. Great job by the guys. Tonight, they're all over it. Paying attention to the sky, the crowd. Maybe I should try paying attention to the game. Right? You're supposed to say right, Paul. Right? No, you're there. Yeah, I see how it is.
You're right on it, Paul.
Chris Short, Steve Gradoville, Chuck Good, Brian Weber, and Anthony Meyer on the crew tonight, wearing the black and white. Rolling out Kawaku. He's going to throw. Almost picked off, and then still almost caught by Marshall.
So Nick Yenser, blowing through the line of scrimmage there, got to the quarterback. I think Nick Yenser is one of those guys that's trying to step up and answer a call. He got called out by one of the radio guys in the sports roundup. I don't remember what station I was listening to, but they said, I never thought I would see Nick Yenser get owned by somebody, and he got run through one time, maybe two times last week against Dowling.
Well, that was a game that I think kind of stuck with the coaches and the players. They go again onto that right side of Marshall, and this pass is broken up. Noah Barr. So now it'll be 4th and 14, which was a really good start of this drive. At the 22, after the penalty. If you're Hoover, you trying to get points here? Right now, you're looking at a 37-yard field goal. Really no wind to speak of. A little bit from the left, but this is all Hoover going for it. They got two receivers to the right. The guy you're looking, though, for is Marshall, and he is. They're looking for him, and here comes the pass thrown down the field to, you guessed it, Dom Marshall, incomplete. It'll be Valley football on a turnover on downs.
That was actually a very good post-corner route by Marshall. It was run very crisp. He had a little bit of an opening. It was just a little overthrown by Hoover's quarterback. So we'll see what Valley can dial up here offensively. Because that's a huge stop. A huge stop, Paul Yeager.
It is. All right, we're trying to get some of these other scores, and you'll see them on the game or on the website tonight. But if you're watching us in full HD, wherever you may be, HD for the internet, glad to have you wherever you may be. Maybe you're getting ready for a cross-country meet. You're watching your hometown team tonight. Javon Mason, handoff left side, up towards the 30, and now we have some penalty flag come out. And that's going to be a hold on Valley, and so that'll go backwards.
I'm trying to figure out who the official was trying to say held on that. He threw the flag right at John Glenecki. It hit him in the back. So you got one official who can throw the flag almost 30 yards and another one who's got impeccable aim.
Solomon, is Solomon the one? Is he playing tonight? Zuke? 68? I think that's who they're going to whistle the...
Is that who they whistled it on?
He's playing on that right side tonight. Lombardi back to pass, throws it over Hinkle's head, and that could have been picked off by the Hoover Huskies. Dominique Wright. Yes, that was certainly an overthrow. Not only was it overthrown over Hinkle's head, that was almost over Coach Swenson's head. And he was a good 35, 40 yards away. Where is that Jim Kirby fella? Well, he needs to help sort this out. Rolling out to his left. Nowhere to go. Rocky's got to do everything he can. He falls down at the half-foot line. He almost fell into a safety. Hoover had a whole bunch of pressure coming. It got hot in a hurry. Scott Larson leading the pack there on third down or second down, and now it's third and forever.
Plus 10. Now, you know, you watch that play unfold, and it was certainly ill-advised for him to be scrambling that much and trying to turn something into it. But you could tell he dropped that shoulder down right now when he saw where he was on the field. That's good field awareness.
And they're just going to run the quarterback draw out to get some yardage. And that's about as far as it goes. Zach Thompson kind of knew that play was coming. So now you do get just a little bit of breathing room if you're Valley. But man, oh man, we're going to flip the field on this one. Hoover's going to have good field position. Even a booming punt makes it at the 30. But I don't know. Let's find out what Peyton Long can do. He was booming them in warm-ups. He's going to have to find out what he can do. Long, honest to goodness, is in the shadow of his own goalpost. Back is, well, Long does get a good one away.
Oh,
it's
my.
Going to bounce, and it is going to keep going, and it's going to take a Valley roll. That thing bounced 15, almost 20 yards after landing.
Well, you got to remember the 3 rules to the kicking game, Paul. Don't be offsides. Don't rough the kicker or the holder, and never let the ball hit the ground. On average, when you let the ball hit the ground, it's 15 yards that you lose.
Well, you did right there. That ball bounced at the 45, bounced 10, 15, 16, 18, 19, almost 20 yards after hitting. But Hoover has it at the 35-yard line, 7-0 Valley. So we've seen a couple of punts. These two teams. This is it's a pretty good football game so far. Pitch goes to the left side to Jerry Ziatti. This broadcast brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Exceptional people and an exceptional experience for you always. The Power Price, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, 755 West Hickman Road, Waukee. SchottenkirkChevy.net. They're open 9 to 8 Monday through Saturday. Need a new ride? Head on down to Schottenkirk. Second down. Gain of 6 for Hoover. On the run. Kawaku, here comes some heat. Steps in front. Oh, and then he's not. Boy, reaching out.
Badal Naba.
Badal Naba. That wingspan of his.
You know, he's a big guy. He's a strong guy. He's fast. When he was a freshman, he was our fullback, and he's got good hands, as you saw right there. Held on to the quarterback and brought him down.
Loss of 7. Kawaku didn't have any chance. So now you're starting to see Valley. They just depends on who the play is. They send a little bit of pressure. Send one. They're not dropping everybody back. They're kind of gambling because you leave that one receiver open. Looking to the right, throwing to the right. Caught underneath. Right in the hole of the linebackers. Making the grab is Yves Quinn. And then the tackle is Tristan Cobb. Well, they get their 6 and then some back. A gain of 12 almost. But it's still going to lead a 4th and 3. And I don't know if you're Hoover. You did get good yardage there.
They're waiting for the end of the quarter here.
And they'll just change field sides just a little bit. It's after 1 quarter. It's Valley 7, Hoover nothing. Quarter number 2 coming your way next on CISN.TV.
And that's the end of the quarter, ladies and gentlemen.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price. $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price. $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Back for quarter number 2. Valley leads Hoover 7-0 at beautiful Valley Stadium tonight. Other scores: Lewis Central leads Dowling Catholic 7-0. Waukee 7, Marshalltown 0. Urbandale 6, Indianola 0. Southeast Polk and Des Moines East 7-0. Rams lead East High. Sioux City West trailing Ankeny Centennial 35-0. 3 minutes left to go second quarter. North, no, that can't be right. I think we got it flipped on the site. If North is leading Johnson 34-0, I want to know about it. And I think some people do. I know we're having a couple of issues on that Johnston feed. We're working through those.
On fourth down there.
They go for it and don't get it.
Marshall ran a slant route coming in off the side there. And Noah Barr, who arguably was very tested last week against Dowling, he's really done a great job tonight. He is all over that receiving corps.
They did the play action, and I tell you what, if that ball just a couple of inches different, I think that's a completed play. That's a very good play. There's a lot of good drawn-up plays for Hoover tonight. Rocky Lombardi has the ball under center at the 43. Handoff Mason goes off left guard, and he's not going to go anywhere. There's a good interior push there. Elijah Garrett is who I see, but it was more than Garrett on that play. Let's go big 75.
And 77. David
Johnson. I got one. My apologies to the Hoover fans. I got a couple of different jerseys and rosters that don't quite match, but I believe it's David Johnson and Elijah Garrett who centered up. Lombardi looks deep, then throws, and it's caught by Hinkle at the 35, 30, up to the 20, spins his way down to the 19, 18-yard line. Tackle by Hoover made Answer Gay. First down, gain of 25 yards.
That was a very good read by Rocky Lombardi. Seeing the underneath was covered, went up to Hinkle. Hinkle made a great move, but Ziadi, what closing speed to bring that the Valley receiver down.
Ball's now at the 18-yard line. Third play of the drive. Lombardi hands off Mason left side there. He had to make one guy miss. I'll tell you what, Zach Thompson was there in that hole just waiting. I mean, Hoover is in position on pretty much every play. They haven't been out of position, I don't think, really once yet.
No, they haven't. They haven't. And, you know, one of the things that Coach Swenson talked about on the Valley side of the ball, they have got to finish plays. They've got to stay focused. I've seen a couple of plays in that last series that just haven't gone well. Still need to iron things out.
Mason again makes a spin, and Ziadi makes a stop. Mason's close to the first down. He's inside the 10. Actually, he's not inside the 10. He is at the 10. It'll be third and about 2. Gain of 3 for Mason. 10-12, clock moving. Moon is out, near full moon. Handoff Mason right side now. He's got some room. He's at the 10, 5, first down, inside the 5 to the 2. Mason made that one happen. He just kind of put his head. They've been running left a lot, and now he goes to the right.
He exploded in between those two Hoover tacklers.
First and goal from the 2. Gain of 8. It's been a lot of Mason on this drive. Mason was tackled on that play by Elliot Anderson. They're going to go Mason up the middle. Touchdown, Tigers. Javon Mason, 2-yard score, puts the Tigers up 13-0.
Number 50, Alex McFarland. Number 79, Sam Rogers. Number 73, Marcus Miles. Number 83, John Clancy. And number 85, Whitney Curry. Now attempting the extra point. Number 95, Cole Hahn.
Cole Hahn on to attempt the extra point for the Tigers. Kick is up, and it is good. Tigers lead 14-0. You're watching CISN.TV.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style.
Valley Tigers get a 2-yard touchdown run from Javon Mason. And they lead the Hoover Huskies 14-0 at the 9:39 mark in the second quarter. Paul Yeager alongside Keith Bornes tonight in the entire CISN.TV Valley crew.
I am really impressed with Hoover's play.
They are.
I am very
They're
impressed.
3-1. I mean, they are 3-1, folks. I mean, there's nothing to.
As you said, they're in the right places. They're making tackles. They're disrupting the flow of Valley's, what we would consider a pretty high-powered offense. They're getting the job done.
This is not, if you were expecting Hoover to roll over, that was the Hoover maybe 5 years ago.
Right.
That is not the Hoover of right now. I'll tell you what, Coach Will Siffin, he is from Texas. They kind of know a thing or two about football there as the ball bounces at the 8 out of bounds, and so there'll be a penalty on that play. They know their football. Will came up to the Sioux City area and got a chance to get his graduate degree at Morningside, then was coaching at Sioux City West, who they will play later in the season, but Will also is an assistant girls basketball coach at Hoover. Central Iowa Sports Network brought to you by Learning RX, brain training and cognitive skills testing, helping children think, remember, read, and learn better. Train the brain, get smarter. 4949 Westtown Parkway, Suite 160 in West Des Moines, and 1205 North Ankeny Boulevard in Ankeny. For more info, learningrx.com. Hoover has the ball, goes up to the 35-yard line. Their own 35. 9:39 on the clock. We're ready for some football. 2 receivers left, 2 right. There is a guy in the backfield, and that's who gets it, is the 80. And he gets up to the 36-yard line. Tristan Cobb also in there to make a stop is Austin Stotts. And you're still missing Turner Scott out there, but you see that big hand of William Phillips. He's got that thing wrapped. It looks like a club.
Yes. You know, with the new heads-up tackling, you really need to have 2 hands to tackle effectively. But you know, when you have that little club, you can knock a few balls down too. He is managed well.
He does okay. Kawaku rolls out to the right, buys a little extra time, throws just short of his favorite receiver, Don Marshall.
Yes, that combination is very fun to watch. And, you know, I don't necessarily think that I would say that about many other teams because I love to watch Rocky throw to our receivers. But their timing is just a little off right now. Ooh.
Where do you attribute that? Is he doesn't have enough time to throw? Is it on the cornerbacks?
Well, I actually think it's on Aquahu himself. He's just not getting his shoulders turned to the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's because he's running for his life a lot, and he is not going to get escape out of this one.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance to get his shoulders turned on that one, did he?
Badal Naba, just a fun player to watch. Haven't said his name in a couple of weeks, but he makes that. I don't think that was a blitz of any kind. He just blew up the play at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and Yates was right in there with him. That was fun to watch. It was fun for me to watch.
Loss of 9. And back to punt again is Daniel Gomez. And let's see what Hinkle and Cobb can do. They're going to Hinkle, caught at the 41. He's going to run to the left. Try to make one move. He's trying to get to that outside. He's at midfield, 45, has a couple of blockers in front of him. Hinkle makes a move back inside 30. He's going to cut back again. He has another seam at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Austin Hinkle, 60-yard touchdown.
There's
return
some
on a punt.
Cloth on the field.
Where?
Right at the 32.
It'd be a 59-yard punt return. Let's take a look here.
I was so impressed with how he set up his block right at the 40-yard line. He slowed it down, let his blocker get in there, and then made a great cut back across the field. That was pretty fun to watch.
Well, I just watched the replay, and I didn't see it.
Coach Swenson doesn't appear to be all that pleased.
So trying to get a number.
And a what?
And
I think a what?
I've yet to see a preliminary. It is a holding against Valley. What would have been a 59-yard. There was one down line or returner. He had his guy locked up and was pushing him down, but I can't say that for certain. And I'm sure they'll be watching that one in practice a couple of times.
Yes.
Tomorrow when they look at film. Hey, coming up at halftime, we're going to talk swimming and diving. 3 members of the team are plan to join us. We always get the tall girls. First it was the volleyball team.
Yeah.
Now it's the swim team. It's a good thing that doesn't bother me, that height difference thing.
Well, right. There's no complex here.
No.
You and I kind of, we get along there, don't we, Paul?
We look tall to each other. How about that? You're taller than I am. You wearing lifts?
That's right.
It's that old Seinfeld. Javon Mason up the middle. Makes one guy miss to the 30, but he is not going to escape, and there is a lineman down. As Ziadi makes the stop, but slow to get up for Valley.
Is that Jack Wilson?
Yeah, it's Jack Wilson, number 52, 6'3", 193, the offensive lineman. Wilson, who there is no track around this field, but last week at Drake Stadium he felt right at home. He's the 400 hurdler for the team, also in show choir.
Yeah.
Right now he's seeing the bottom. Well, now he's flipped over and looking at the sky at the 35-yard line. This broadcast brought to you by Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is the leader in marketplace trust. Before you choose to hire a business, check with the Better Business Bureau. We're looking at that left lower leg. We're going to get him up and get him off the field. Coach Swenson has made his way. Now, he's in orange tonight. And there was a couple of other coaches in orange, maybe an assistant athletic director. And I said, is tonight orange night? And I was told, well, I didn't get the memo. Apparently it was. Last night I wore my orange. And I gave Coach Swenson a hard time. I said, I could just put a W on that orange windbreaker if you want.
I think
he laughed at least.
I think he's smart enough to know that.
A courtesy laugh.
Yeah, he's smart enough to know to never put a W on there.
I could say that the W stands for West, Des Moines. Orange and black. The Wartburg Knights, 2nd and 1. Rocky looks to the right, throws downfield over the head of Brandon Heel. Good coverage by Ziadi. And we do have a penalty.
Yeah,
flag
I
at the
think
26.
he maybe got a little cloth on that as he was running by.
Coach Swenson, a graduate of Buena Vista University, and has not lost contact with his alma mater. Penalty is against the Tigers. Coach Swenson, was in that area, up in the Spencer area, just up the road on Highway 71 from Storm Lake. And Coach has been back to campus a few times since graduating.
Rumor has it Coach Swenson has been coaching for several years.
And actually, if he wins tonight, I believe that's his 200th win at Valley.
We might have to get on the horn with Aunt Cheryl. Aunt Cheryl, you out there? You got information on that?
Because I think 2 coaches last week were going for 200s. Coach Swenson at Valley, Coach Wilson overall. And he got win number 200 overall.
I got to believe that Coach Swenson's got to be moving close to the top 6 overall with career wins in the state of Iowa.
Incomplete pass intended for Hunter Moon. And it'll be 3rd down and 6. You've got your, no, you don't.
I don't have my stuff tonight.
Boy.
Aunt Cheryl forgot to fax that in. What do we got here? 3rd and 6?
What do you do here? You're not playing for a field goal. You need 6 yards. You need to put some points on the board. 3 receivers to the right, passing situation for Rocky. Going down deep around the middle. He's got Hinkle in the end zone, touchdown! Oh, wow! That was a big-time play.
That was a great pass, a great catch. Valley had some untimely drops last week, and to see Austin Hinkle makes sure that he watched that all the way in, get it tucked away before he even put it into the end zone. What a great pass play.
34 yards on the play. Austin Hinkle, his first touchdown of the night. And on the season, Hinkle, that's his 4th.
Now attempting the extra point. Number 95,
Cole Mason on to attempt the extra point at the 7:18 mark. The snap, the hold, the kick is good. Valley leads 21-0. We're back with the final 7:18 of the first half after this. This is Central Iowa Sports Network, CISN.TV.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
34-yard touchdown pass from Rocky Lombardi to Austin Hinkle puts the Tigers up 21-0 here at the 7:18 mark. Also on the network, Waukee and Marshalltown. Waukee now scores again, makes it 27-0 over Marshalltown. Other scores available. Indianola trails Urbandale 19-0. Centennial leads West 35-0. I know Ankeny's playing at Ames, and that could be a good game. That's a good test for Ankeny to find out how good they are. As Murphy's kick end over end is going to go right at the goal line, and then Ziadi's going to have no chance on that one. It'll be a touchback, and they'll get it at the 20 to start the drive. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Godfather's Pizza. We make pizza the way it was meant to be, with incredible crust, delicious veggies, hearty meats, and 100% cheese. Godfathers.com. Check them out for a location near you. They were the provider of tonight's press box meal, and the coaches were, I don't know if you saw this, Keith, but I'm sure you did, because we know you catch your compadres, and they were they quickly got one of those pizzas and took it down to the coach's box, so they had something. And Kawaku loses the handle on it, and he is going to be tackled for a sack, and Dawson Edwards, probably the easiest sack he'll have in his career. All you had to do was touch him.
Yeah.
But those coaches, they know where to find.
Well, anytime there's good food around, it doesn't last long. And I'm not going to tell anybody, but I actually see a couple of pieces left over there. But shh, don't tell anyone.
Dowling now leads 14-0 on Lewis Central. So we've got it flipped on our site. It's Dowling 14, Lewis Central 7, or 0, 14-0.
I just saw Jack Wilson moving around on the sideline without anybody's assistance. That's kind of a good sign.
Southeast Polk up 28-0 on East now. Ball was completed, but it is third down. That is the one thing with that, and we've talked about it on that spread offense. The clock is not your friend if you get 3 and out. Huskies need to move the football. They're going deep on the lob pass. A lot of pushing and shoving, hugging, touching, loving, squeezing another. That journey pass is incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 8, and I would imagine you've got to punt it and try to flip this field just a little bit, and that's what the Huskies are going to do. They're going to send back Daniel Gomez, but Hinkle and Tristan Cobb go back deep, almost the exact same spot they were the last time they received a punt.
You know, the last punt by Hoover, he outkicked his coverage. It was a low-line drive, spiraled down through the air. That may have had a little bit to do with it. Austin Hinkle had a little bit to do with that as well.
The punt is away. Nice kick. High. Taken by Hinkle at midfield. He breaks one tackle, then breaks another, and he gets up to the 36-yard line.
With more laundry on the field.
Oh. Tackle made, Elliott Garrett and Nashad Cameron.
Penalty flag on the play.
And that penalty is on the far side at the 43. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Atlantic Bottlers, distributors of Core Power, a natural high-protein drink, and Gatorade, hydrates better than water, and Dasani water, the pure, delicious taste of Dasani water from Atlantic Bottlers. There's Coach Swenson and his crew. No hat tonight. You know, I mean, I wasn't even sure who he was. He was wearing sunglasses before the game. He really is mixed. A lot of guys mixing the mojo.
Well, you know, funny thing, Paul. I was coming out of the parking lot when Coach Swenson was coming in. I actually think security stopped him.
They did.
They stopped him, and they wouldn't let him in.
They did. I'd forgotten that. Yeah, he said, I was commenting about the orange and saying we need a W. He goes, actually, they stopped me at the gate. And he said, reverse, they're going to go. Deep pass, looking downfield. The throw from Peyton Long down, incomplete. Trying to get Hinkle. Wow, great coverage downfield. Elijah Cox. That is Cox saved the touchdown. Peyton Long on the reverse. It first went to Heald, then to Long.
That was 55 yards in the air, at least. I didn't know that anybody on the team could. Well, actually, I did know Peyton Long had such a great arm. But, wow.
Long even waited. Pumped once, twice, 3 times a lady. 2nd and 10, 5:32 mark. Clock stops with the incomplete pass. Lombardi goes back under center. He's got a receiver to his left, but they're going to go hand off Mason, left side. He's at midfield, and he's going to be tackled around the neck. Mike Jones, the junior. Mason gets some of that yardage back. Gets inside to the 45-yard line. Now make it the 46. So 3rd and 3.
Manageable.
21-0. Valley leads Hoover. This one a little closer than I think some people thought it would be. Not I.
Not Hoover.
Not Hoover. Handoff Mason, right side. He's got a seam. Gets to the numbers. Turns it on, 35 to the 30, and steps out of bounds. Ushered there by Answer Gay.
Man, talk about sealing an edge. There wasn't a Hoover defender within 5 yards of him for nearly 20 yards. The offensive line really did a great job of getting around, sealing the edge, and then continuing downfield. Play started there nicely with John Reardon. We haven't mentioned his name tonight, but we are now. Did a great job leading that end around.
Snap. Lombardi has to go to his 3rd receiver. He gets Heald at the 25-20. 15-10 down that left sideline. Inbounds, but a first down. Heald came waggling out of that one. Tackle made by Yves Quinn. Pickup of 15 on the play.
Not a bad 3rd receiver.
No.
First down for the Tigers.
Not at all. And, you know, that's the thing. When you can check off the 1, the 2, and go to that 3rd receiver in high school football, I think you can maybe play at that next level. Lombardi's going to look to the right, drop step, throws across the middle. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Jacob Morris. 11 yards, and the Tigers take the lead even further, 27-0.
It's great to see Jacob Morris doing such a nice job. As a freshman, he came in. He was a running back, a linebacker, a defensive back. He's all over the place. He's a great quality kid. Good to see him getting his hands on the ball in the end zone.
He is a junior, getting to play a little bit more with that injury to Austin Cook, and now there will be a penalty flag. I think they broke the huddle with
there's a lot
more than 11.
Yeah, a lot of black jerseys out there.
Hoover's going, what do we got to do to beat these guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 12. That's why. So now Cole Hahn will have to be kind of like those NFL guys. Move it back 5 yards.
I kind of have faith in Cole Hahn. One of my all-time favorite kickers.
For this year?
Absolutely. His sister ignores me, though. I don't understand. I see her in the hallway up at Southwoods, and she just walks by.
No good. Kick goes left. The score will remain 27-0. Valley with the lead. Back after this.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
We're seeing the performance of the twirler. You were telling me about her.
Bailey is her first name. I feel terrible that I cannot come up with her last name. My daughter Anna absolutely loves her. She does such a great job with her routine. She's typically at all of the Valley basketball games as well, and does a great halftime show. We'll work on her last name, give her the full props she deserves. But if you ever have a chance to watch her live, it is a great show by one of our great elementary students.
And tonight it's the combo band, the junior high and the high school. And if you throw in an elementary student, we have almost the entire district represented here tonight. End over end kick is taken by Ziadi, and he is going to get up to about the 15, and then he's going to meet a couple of black jerseys. And making the tackle, John Mahoney and Austin Stotts. And that one, you actually get better field position on a shorter kick.
Yes.
If you're Valley.
Nate Murphy really does a great job adjusting the distance of those kicks, because naturally it's not the same kick every time. He's trying to do some angle kicks. Unfortunately, one did go out of bounds. He's done some deep kicks. Now he's got some of those higher kicks to try and get coverage down underneath of it.
2 receivers left and 2 to the right. Kawaku's going to throw, and it's going to be incomplete. They were going for Marshall, but I see 3 black jerseys around Dom. That guy triple teamed.
And it almost wasn't enough.
That's the ability of him
Yes.
that is impressing me the most. Triple teamed, and yet he still almost makes the catch.
You can't talk all those great things about Dom without mentioning his cousin, who is a freshman here at Valley, Parker Marshall. He is a tremendous wide receiver as well. You got to triple team him to make sure he doesn't catch him.
Kawaku in the shotgun, takes the snap, rushed, throws, caught by Ziadi out of the backfield. He's got some room, and he's going to go down that far sideline. This is going to be a big play. This is going to be a 90-yard touchdown pass. However, there is a penalty flag, but I think Hoover knows it's going to be against Valley. Or at least they're hoping. They're going to try. Personal foul, roughing the passer on Valley. The play's going to stand. 90-yard touchdown pass play to Jerry Ziadi. Well, how about that?
You talk about tremendous foot speed. He was right there. Valley was right there, almost stride for stride, until Ziadi got the ball put away. He bobbled it a couple of times and then got it put away. And once he did, he separated himself from some pretty fast defensive backs.
Wow. That's what happens when you send a couple of extra guys here, or you have to double up a couple of guys there. I think Ziadi's got to take a break. Poor guy's got to line up and kick the extra point. His legs are still going. Drop, snap, gets the kick away, and it goes right. No good. So the score will stay 2 extra points missed or 1 each, 2 on the game. Valley leads 27-6. We're back with the final 4 minutes after this.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
A 90-yard touchdown pass from Wilfred Kawaku to Jerry Ziadi. And it's a 27-6 game under the lights here, Friday Night Lights at Valley Stadium. Paul Yeager, Keith Bourne is tonight with you. 27-6, so.
And to think, that was the same running back that we couldn't come up with a name for a while because they switched jerseys.
See, Addie, on my scorecard has number 11, and on the book that I would imagine you have if you came to the stadium tonight, it says number 11. All you got to say is number 6. Stop it.
That's right.
You know, you ask a coach about, well, what do you know about Marshall? Well, which one is he? Number 7. Oh, yeah, 7. We got a hard time stopping 7. All they did is all watch all week is 777. Or whatever, whoever the player is.
Right.
You know? That's Zach Thompson for Hoover. Is this will you answer your phone? This is your phone call, isn't it?
It is the
ringtone. How many of the girls in your school, in your class, they're singing Taylor Swift all the time?
I don't know how many are in the classroom, but I do know there's one at home. Anna just turned 5, and I tell you, she sings that all the time.
How's kindergarten going?
She loves it. She's got a great teacher. Kate Virgil is her name over at Westridge. And I am completely impressed with everything that they do in the elementary schools in West Des Moines here. But one of the things that we have noticed, Amy and I have noticed, that Anna obviously was meant for school. She gets it from her mother. But she
said by the teacher.
Yeah. She absolutely loves kindergarten. She's always talking about things that they do in class, and I'm getting an education.
Lombardi, play action. Here comes the pressure on the edge. Throws it up.
Oh,
intercepted!
my.
Picked off by the Hoover. Making a move inside. That's Yves Quinn. Picked it off with a 30. It's a return down to the 5, a 25-yard interception return. And the Huskies are in great position at 3:44 left to go before half.
If somebody is thinking about making a statement on that Hoover side, they just did. They have not let Valley get out and just control this game. Valley's had some big plays, but Hoover has not allowed them to control it. There's not been a long, sustained drive yet to try and wear either side down. And now they forced a mistake, and they're going to try and make Valley pay for it.
I think Hoover's going to go for 2 because they missed the extra point. So now Kawaku is going to go under center, and Ziadi is going to be right behind him. Taps the center on the left and right. They're going to pass, rolling out. Ziadi on the sprint out, throws, caught, and then dropped. Oh, wow. What a hit. What a hit delivered by Eric Henning. The big guy coming out of the backfield to get it for Hoover. Zach Thompson, 5'11", 195, the tight end. No chance there.
So 2nd and goal.
Going for it. When I say going for it, they're going under center for it. Instead of that simple, the traditional part of their offense, which is out of the gun. It was kind of like Marcus Mariota. How's he going to be able to do to take a snap in the NFL? All he's ever done is taken a shotgun snap his whole career. I think he'll do okay. And I think
he's back under center again. Must have liked it.
I formation. They're going quick pass around the right side of Marshall into the end zone. Touchdown! Oh, we got a good one here now, folks. 5-yard touchdown pass, and the Huskies off the interception, turn it into points. It's a touchdown. Marshall, 5-yard touchdown pass. They missed him, but they ain't missing him no more. The kick is blocked at the line of scrimmage. It'll remain a Valley lead, 27-12. We'll come back. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network. This is CISN.TV.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price. $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price. $189 per month. Raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Turnover leads to points. Hoover gets the INT. They picked up a fumble, which didn't lead to points. But they did turn in an interception by Quinn, Yves Quinn, and it was a tipped pass.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, but did you at one point say, we will be back for the last 4 minutes of the half, and it was 27-0?
I believe so.
And now with 3:34, it's 27-12?
Yeah, Hoover scored 12 points in 25 seconds, and ball is on the ground, and oh my gosh, Hoover might have it again. Valley falls back on it, and oh baby, that would have been huge. Coming right there, Kevin Pham. Oh, wow. He was there. You got to just fall on it when it's something loose like that, as I'm imagining what special teams coaches are talking about. It was just a regular high kick and bounced at the 28 and coming through there in a hurry like a rocket. Answer Gay, he really mixed that up in a hurry.
I'm thinking they're going to be talking fundamental football at halftime.
Valley has the ball on their own 21-yard line. Another penalty.
With I believe, a fumbled snap.
If you're trying to wash the taste, it's going to be a penalty against Hoover. If you're trying to wash the taste of a loss last week, I'm not exactly sure this is the mouthwash that you were thinking you were going to have.
No, this one's a little bitter.
But still a lot of football to be played. Valley leads 27-12, and the Hoover fans that showed up tonight are seeing a good one. Valley fans are going to go Mason right side. Mason bounces it out to the 30, and he's going to be tackled. Answer Gay is there. Close to a first down. On the 1st and 5, he only needed 5. And they're going to say it is enough to move the chains. So Lombardi looks to the sidelines for that call. Sends Reardon from the left to the right. Next to him on the line is Paul Sandhu. Shotgun. Lombardi looks to the left, throws. Caught, wide open at the 50. Putting a move, is healed. He's to the 40. Darn close to it, 41. Almost a 30-yard pickup for the Tigers into Hoover territory. 3 minutes, 1 second. Finally, some time has gone off the clock.
Yeah, Hunter Moon did a great job down there. He was in a position to make a block, but the defender never turned around. He kept his hands off, so it goes down as a big first down pickup rather than a first down pickup and will go 10 yards back for a block and a back.
Hoover takes a timeout, and we will as well. Valley leads Hoover 27-12 on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Taking a look at the Valley Tigers there, you see Matt Gusky talking to his teammates. Everybody has some insight that they can offer. That's the fun thing about football. That camaraderie between guys, and I believe that's a Tiger ahead of us. I'm not scared, though. I got Keith. Pass is completed up to Hunter Moon, and it's a gain. 8 yards, almost 9. Dominique Wright makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 1, 2:30. Clock finally moving here. The ball was inbounds, not dropped. Marble on the right side. Heald and Hinkle to the top. That's where they're looking, across the middle. Caught by the tight end inside the 20 to the 15-yard line for Valley. John Glenicki catches it, moved the chains for the Tigers. And now all of a sudden it seems, Keith, something has snapped in this Valley team. Well, they are now running crisp and seem to be functioning at a little higher level.
Yes, and that's one of those deals where John Glenicki really did run a great route, and he framed the ball up. That's another thing. He was able to keep the defender away from it by using his wide frame, and he had great hands on it.
Heald catches it at the 10. He was nearly down to a knee, but he wasn't. He caught it and was able to keep going. You can catch it from a knee. You just can't advance it in high school.
Yeah.
Where's that Tiger again? That thing was just here. That's the problem I'm worried about. Oh, the Tiger's taking pictures. Oh, do we have fireworks tonight?
I don't know.
Well, that's like the, I think that was at the Brewers game a couple of weeks ago. The fireworks guy let one go for the wrong team. And for the road team.
Okay.
On a home run, and they were just, and they just cut to him, and the fireworks guy just had his head. He was trying to hide as best he could, like, no, I don't know anything. That was not me in the least. All right, time out of the field. We'll step away. 27-12, your score. Back with the final 96 seconds after this. Howling at the moon tonight, Hunter Moon. Oh, no, that's not Hunter. No, that's not. That's the moon.
It's his brother, Full.
Oh, I think that's his cousin, Near Full Moon.
Near Full.
That's what I always used to get from my family, an earful.
Ah, yeah.
Our Amy's give us earfuls a lot, don't they? I mean, I'm just guessing. Knowing you, you're a perfect husband.
Perfect.
Just ask him. Second and 4.
The reminders still have to come.
Up the middle goes Mason, makes a spin move to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tigers. Javon Mason is great.
Good to see him get back into the end zone. Is that number 3 tonight? Number 3 for Javon Mason tonight.
That was an 11-yard touchdown run.
Some of those yards have been tough sledding, and some of those around the edge have actually come pretty easy. But still, execution.
Here on Central Iowa Sports Network, back after this.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we got it all.
Javon Mason with another touchdown tonight. The third one. He scored from 13. He scored from 2, 11, and now 11. And he almost had another one of about 25 yards, but that was fumbled away. So now, as we take a look at some of the other scores, Pella leads Knoxville 35-3 at the half. As that kick is going to bounce, and it's going to be taken high. Nice job by Yves Quinn. He's going to get up to about the 15, and that's no further. Tackle made there, Ben Wilcoxon.
Tackle by number 35, Ben Wilcoxon. Huskies will begin.
Nice job by the kick coverage to get down there and put a squeeze. You got to stay in your lanes long enough down the field to make sure that you have everything covered. But then when you find that where that ball is going, you got to make sure you can get in there, squeeze everything closed, and make the tackle.
City High leads Ottumwa 14-10 as you go to half. Waukee They're now, I think, yeah, they're still in the second quarter there. Toss sweep, ball is fumbled. That's a loose one. I think Hoover gets it back. Kawaku does.
Pitch to number 6, Jerry Ziani, fumbled, then covered by number 2, Wilfred Kawaku. Now second down.
East High of Sioux City leads Roosevelt 17-0. That game being played tonight at Drake Stadium. Kawaku with 38 seconds and the clock rolling. Throws to the right, or to the left, I should say, and it's caught. And finally mixing it up, Patrick Sullivan. I haven't heard anything from Sullivan tonight. And he's slow to get up. Thought we'd see a little more Sullivan.
Yeah, Austin Stotts came in and kind of put a finish on that play. I'm trying to see where the flag was.
Dowling leads Lewis Central 14-13. Urbandale in front of Indianola 26-7. Personal foul. It's going to be against Valley, so that is the second roughing the passer.
Or third.
Well, second on Valley, third overall, because there was one called against Hoover earlier. So I don't know if that's a point of emphasis and we've just not seen it in other games.
Well, yes. They have several points of emphasis on making sure that we do not have any unnecessary blocks or what they're referring to as unnecessary contact. And the Iowa High School Athletic Association and the National High School Federation wants to make sure that safety is a big issue, and they want to keep it a big issue. When the ball has left the quarterback's hand, he's pretty much off limits unless he's carrying out a fake.
All right, so tell me who's in that huddle right now.
Well, what we're seeing down here, Coach Cooley is
in the white.
No, that's Coach Rebarger.
Oh yeah,
and Coach Cooley to the right-hand side in the black with the white stripe on his between the shoulders. They're in there making sure that the D-line is where Cooley's at, and Rebarger with the defensive backs, and then Coach Young with the linebackers, making sure that everybody's knowing what they're doing in the last 31 seconds here as they, gave up more big yards on the penalty.
Hoover has a timeout. They're sitting in a pretty good position right now at the 32. 1st and 10, 31 seconds, a near eternity for this offense. Kawaku under center, steps up from that pressure, and then he just can't get any further. Oh my. Yep, you guessed it.
Badal
Naba. And that'll change things here in a hurry, because then all of a sudden the clock does not stop, and I don't think Hoover will call a timeout. They might try to get one more. Nope, they will not.
It's to the locker rooms.
And that is where we'll end the scoring here. Valley 34, Hoover 12.
And where's Jim Kirby?
Jim Kirby is in Minnesota tonight, so he's going to have a hard time reaching Coach Swenson. But if you were, Keith, Coach Swenson, what would you...
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price. $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price. $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Action!
Fireplace Superstore is growing. We're building a great new location next to our current store at 109th and Douglas.
Cut!
What?
Action!
We don't want to move it, so we're putting everything on.
Cut! Action!
Our warehouses are too full, and this building's going to go up fast, so we need you to. Seriously, please help us move. Everything's on sale. Fireplaces, patio furniture, grills, fire pits, they're all on sale at Fireplace Superstore, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue in Urbandale.
Miss your hometown clothing store, the one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Hi, we're the Waters Boys. I'm Todd. And I'm Thad. The best deals on Buick and GMCs are right here at Waters. Waters Autoland, 8 miles south of Des Moines, Indianola.
Catch the wave to Waters. Waters Autoland.
Tonight's halftime brought to you by Powerade. Give your game some flavor. Paul Yeager alongside Keith Bornes, and if you give this game some flavor, Coach, if you're asking Coach Swenson a question coming off the field, what would you ask?
I would. Well, there's a lot of them. You know,
What do you want to know about this team?
I want to know if they're willing to put it all together consistently. You know, and we've addressed it with our own teams at the freshman level. We've done it at the sophomore levels. We've done it at the varsity level. Do you have the courage to play at an elite level the entire time? Vince Lombardi said it best. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. And making sure that we are able to fight through that fatigue is a huge plus.
But we're talking the first half here.
Yes.
We're not talking third, fourth quarter.
Well, you still, last week we were in a situation where Dowling came out on fire, and they stayed on fire all the way through. I would have to say right now, Dowling is the team to beat. Okay, they showed that last week. If we take a look at what Valley did last week, there are times when you're in a situation where there are football games that just end up being track meets. The defenses, no matter what you do, whatever you throw at them, the offenses are going to score. And so if we play Dowling again, which everybody, I think, would like to see, even Dowling.
Yeah. They'd like to see it as a state championship game.
Well, yes.
Not as a state semifinal game.
It would be a
Boys and
situation
girls
where
in Boone.
you can certainly anticipate that whoever scores last wins. Tonight, it's more of we have shown times of greatness. Valley has really shown some times of greatness, but they haven't done it completely. They haven't done it time and time again. And I understand to play at that level is a tough thing, but you got to be able to do it if you're going to run for a championship.
Well, you've put 34 points on the board. The problem is you've also given up 12. One of those touchdowns coming off of an interception, a tipped pass, and then 3 plays later, Hoover's in the end zone. A lot of plays. I think Hoover came out in that first quarter pretty fired up and was playing a very good first quarter. Second quarter, when they didn't seem to play as well, is when they got their 12 points. So it shows you that they don't have to play their greatest to score.
They don't. And that's what you can do when you have weapons that can attack at any time. And they do. They have probably 4 or 5 guys that are as fast or faster than anything that we have. And so you have to be able to contain that. And the way you're going to do that, you're going to have to get into some press coverage on the corners. The safeties have got to be able to cover the field and take great angles. And even then, you still might not be able to reel in all of their speed. Hoover's done a great job moving the ball around. They've had multiple receivers. I'm impressed with his Kwaku's passing. I'm also impressed with the way he runs the option. Late in the second quarter, he was able to spread the defense as he was approaching the line of scrimmage and beyond before he would pitch the ball. It's tough to make a commitment if you're guessing who's going to have the ball.
Yeah. All right. Well, you said reeled in. That makes me think of the water and swimming and things like that. We will we're going to go down to the field here in just a moment, and we are going to listen to the Valley March Masters. We're going to hear some of their performance. We don't always get to play that. Last week there was no band for that Dowling Valley game because of the rain. Many bands rained out, but Valley tonight on this great conditions. We're going to listen to some of their performance, and then we're going to come back and talk swimming and diving. So let's go down and listen to the Valley March Masters here on CISN.
Band, take the field. And now, presenting their 2015 show entitled Nocturnal Realities, the Valley March Masters!
All right, so you're watching the Valley March Masters here at halftime, a little bit of taste of their program, but we need to talk a little bit about this swimming and diving. Joining us now in the booth are three members of the Valley swimming and diving team, and it's Ellie Gillespie. Do I have that right, Ellie?
Yeah.
All right, you're a junior. Tell me what your event is.
I swim the 200 IM, and
all right, slow down. Not everybody knows what IM means. You're gonna have to tell us what makes up that medley.
You swim all the strokes, a 50 of each, which is two lengths of the pool. So you go fly, back, breast, and then free. So fly, butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, then freestyle.
Which one's your favorite to do?
The butterfly.
Which one are you the best at?
The butterfly.
And have you always done the IM, or have you been part of the team medley or anything?
Yeah, I swim the medley relay at some meets sometimes, the fly and that, because fly is my best stroke.
And so it's fun. What's the best part of swimming for you?
I think the team aspect. We all become really close because we see each other probably more than we do our family because we swim in the morning and after school.
Oh, you swim both times?
Mm-hmm.
What time do you have to be on the deck in the morning?
6 a.m.
And what time? And then how long's practice go?
For an hour and a half till 7:30.
And then how long after school?
3:45 to 5:45, so 2 hours.
That's a lot of swimming. You're not swimming that entire time, are you?
Yeah, we only have a minute rest, like in between our sets that we do.
Woo. That's ridiculous. So, but is that the fun part of the conditioning side of things?
It gets hard, but your team pushes you, so it's fun. Practices are fun.
All right, so that's Ellie Gillespie, a junior. So now Avery Van Dyke. So what's your event?
I swim the 100 breaststroke.
All right, so that's the one where you go front, and then the arms come out and go in. Is that right?
Yeah, you move your arms like this and you kick your legs at the same time.
So where did you learn that? Because that's not a natural swimming stroke.
I remember learning it in the Urbandale swimming pool when I was 6, and they told me to swim like I was a frog, so I did.
And it stuck?
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite stroke and the one that I'm best at.
Now, surely they're not as hard on you as they are on Ellie and make you swim all that time. Do you have to swim all that time too?
Yep, twice a day for about 4 hours every day.
So your hair is never dry?
No, I was just going to say, we always come to the game with our hair wet, and we're always cold because we're always wet. It's fun.
What is fun about being on the swim team for you?
I definitely think that the team bonding aspect of swimming is a great reason to be on the team, and one of the reasons I've stayed on the team for 4 years. We are with each other all the time, and we all get along pretty well, and that's probably my favorite thing.
So wearing beach wear is kind of normal then for you?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Are you not? Are you really? Oh my golly, you are. You never know. You never know what they're gonna wear. All right, so that's Lily, and you're a junior, right?
No, I'm a senior.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, you're Avery. Yes, I knew that. I'm looking. I've got my finger on Lily. All right, Lily, you're a junior. You're a diver. Tell me, now, how does practice differ for you?
So practice for diving is not every morning. It's just Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then I'm also a JV swimmer, so then I have morning practice on Wednesdays. And then we have after-school practice for diving. And then after dive practice, then I have some practice for JV swimming. But yeah.
Yeah, she's all over the place, isn't she? All right. So in a typical dive meet, I've only seen the state meet. So on a typical dive meet, how many dives do you do?
So for a dual meet, you do 6 dives, and for an invitational or a full meet, then you do 11 dives. And you have to do 1 voluntary for a dual meet, which is like a required dive that you have to do, and then you have 5 optionals. And then for an invitational, which is 11 dives, then you have to do 5 voluntaries and 6 optionals.
All right, what is one of the ones you pick out of the list, the voluntary, the ones that you like to do? What are a couple of dives you like to do?
Out of the list of voluntaries, I just like a back dive just because it's very easygoing and you just slide out and it just, everything seems to float through. But for optionals, I would choose a back 2.5 twister just because it's the exact opposite. It's just intense and you just go.
Do you know what she just said?
No.
No, okay, so now there are some divers that have a background in, say, gymnastics. Are you one of those?
Yeah, I did gymnastics up until 3rd grade, and then I did tumbling and trampoline all the way until 8th grade, and then I joined diving in high school.
So that was kind of the natural transition for you to go from one to the other?
Yeah, definitely. When I was a gymnast and tumbler, I would land on my head a lot on accident, and so then my mom and I always joked, oh, you should do diving because you're supposed to land on your head.
So now, last year you dove at State of Marshalltown. What was that like to have that experience?
Oh my gosh, it was so cool. The diving environment is really close because there's not a lot of us, and so it's so fun because it's really competitive, but you're also friends with everyone there, and so you're all cheering each other on, but at the same time you're all like, oh, but I need to do better.
Now last year, you thought there was going to be maybe a 4-time champ, but Jacintha Thomas from Iowa City West has a great meet. She goes and gets the win. So now it's a wide open field. How do you feel about this year for you?
Oh man, for me, I'm just really hopeful that everything goes well, that we don't have injuries for anyone on the Valley team. We have a great coach, Alex Lifker-Esselman. we're hoping to just go to state and do well, I guess.
What's an injury in swimming? What can get injured in swimming? You're in the water. I mean, come on.
Like, you can like strain your shoulders because we are working out so much.
You swim for 4 hours a day. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah. So when your stroke starts falling apart, then your shoulders and stuff get sore.
So what is the most sore thing you have after a big, long practice? Maybe those first, I don't know, 3 or 4 of the season. What hurts the most?
Definitely my arms and shoulders, and sometimes your abdomen, because in swimming you're using every single part of your body. So.
Okay, so what you're saying is I got to swim a little bit more, but it's a very good workout, right?
It's a very good workout. You burn a lot of calories.
All right, well, the finals, if you want to see if these ladies would make it to the state finals in Marshalltown, all the highlights of that tournament will be on Iowa Public Television during the state volleyball championships. So maybe we'll see the 3 of them, and maybe I'll talk to one of you at that point. So maybe we'll see you there, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Should be good. All right, very good. That's Ellie Gillespie, Avery Van Dyke, and Lily Seltz. They're all members of the swimming and diving team for the Valley Tigers. We'll come back with the second half after this. You're watching CISN.TV.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price. $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price. $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Halftime brought to you by Powerade. Give your game some flavor by Powerade. That's who's bringing you tonight's halftime. 3 touchdowns by Javon Mason makes a big difference for the Valley Tigers as they lead 34-12 as this Iowa High School football game. Paul Yeager alongside Keith Bornas as we get you ready for half number 2. So Keith, if you are the Hoover Huskies coming out, you're in this ball game, aren't you? You're telling your guys you're in this game. Don't be putting your head down. Don't be quitting, right?
Exactly. We're looking at what, 22 points here?
A couple of scores, and you've got a whole big change.
Absolutely. They scored twice in under a minute. They have the weapons to be able to put this together. Unbelievably fast. Overall, team speed is fantastic. The one thing that Hoover is going to have to do in this situation coming out in the second half, they're going to have to really be strong because they have several guys that are on both sides of the ball. At some point, you have to live off just an abundance of heart, or you got to get a break somewhere. Valley's pretty fortunate. They're able to really do a 2-platoon where nobody's going both ways. And so Valley has the opportunity to wear them down. But, you know, Hoover comes out, they get a quick score. All of a sudden, that's new life.
Dowling leads Lewis Central 28-0, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. They're already done at Drake Stadium as Sioux City East has the win over Roosevelt 38-0, so that continuous clock on the second half. And if you're Valley, you got to get 2 scores and you got to get 2 extra points before you can get that clock going. So there was a better, I call it a whip. It just seemed like all of a sudden something snapped in that last drive. Valley seemed to all of a sudden put it together. And this, again, I said it, this is not the Hoover team of a few years ago. This is a team that can play. And you can't expect just to flex your muscle and a team's going to roll over for you just because the front of your shirt says Valley. You got to come ready to play. And if there's anything about a life lesson, I mean, tonight is the opportunity. Because we talk about football, Keith, is something it's life. You're teaching, you're trying to raise young men and make them men. I mean, that's with any sport. You're trying to make them better citizens and to not look at somebody and take them for granted.
Absolutely. And I think what we're also looking at is trying to make a real decision as to whether or not Valley is truly going to commit to a team concept where everybody's acceptance of their roles, you're being prepared for the next guy to come in if you need that, and if you don't need that he is right there in practice working as hard as he possibly can to make the guy in front of him better. You can have some teams will come out and they're more of a group of guys going toward a goal rather than a team going toward a goal. And I think it's one of those things where Valley kind of had a wake-up call last week. They had a wake-up call in about a 45-second period of time in that second quarter. But they're going to have to come out real strong, fast, keep it going if they're going to keep Hoover on their heels. I don't know if you can do that right away in the third quarter. You're going to have to wear them down.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, step away in the third quarter. Coming your way next, Valley 34, Hoover 12, the second quarter. And the second half next.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the Valley Voices raffle, we're looking for the winning ticket. Ticket number 258. 5013. You've got a few minutes to get up here to claim your prize. If not,
the Valley Tigers have a 34-12 lead as they go for their 4th win of the season, and the Hoover Huskies going for their 4th win of the season. Paul Yeager along with Keith Bornes tonight and the crew from Valley Stadium. And I think now, Keith, you're going to start seeing those first 4 games as we get into district play, and that's really what matters as you get ready for the postseason, is that district play. Is that Rocky Lombardi's twin down there? It kind
of. That's actually his brother.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's Bo.
Yeah, and he's a what? An 8th grader?
Yeah, he's a freshman.
He's a freshman.
But he's playing on the sophomore team.
Quarterback?
Yep. And he can throw the ball down the field a little ways.
34-0 in the third quarter between Waukee and Marshalltown, so no continuous clock in that contest, but we'll start seeing it. What I was going to finish with, Keith, is some of these district games are not quite as balanced as some of those non-district games early on to get teams ready.
Absolutely. Coach Swenson has said year in and year out, we want to play a very tough non-district schedule. Because you can choose those games. You cannot choose your district. And arguably, you would have to say that Southeast Polk and Dowling and Waukee, Iowa City West, that's a very tough non-district schedule.
Hoover will get the football to start it. Zietti gets it at the 15, takes it up to about the 19, and that's all the further he's going to get, as there was a host of Tigers. Noah Barr leading the way, and also in there Tristan Cobb. You can't choose your district, and we're going to have redistricting after this season.
Right.
And if it goes like it's been, they seed it.
Mm-hmm.
Top 2 teams in each district, or they figure out who are the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then you each get the top 4 going to different districts. And so you don't have 4 of the best teams or 3 of the best teams in the same district. And you have, on the flip side, you don't have the 4 worst teams in the same district. you spread it out, just like the Hoover offense is. They've got 3 to the right and 1 to the left. Kawaku, he's going to go pitching. It's going to be a fumble, very first play from scrimmage of the second half, but the quarterback falls back on it, trying to go to Zietti.
Recovered by number 2, Wilfred Kawaku.
Kawaku, as we begin our third quarter here, our sponsors, G&L Clothing, Godfather, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, the Better Business Bureau, Learning RX, Core Power, Power Aid, Dasani, and Cookies by Design. Hoover again, 3 to the right on 2nd and 13. Second play from scrimmage of the second half. Play action. They go, intercepted, picked off, and that's going to be 6 if he can, and he does.
Pete Economos.
Pete Economos
Petey
stepped right in front of that one.
Petey.
Touchdown Tigers. Absolutely read that play, came from that right corner spot. And the Tigers don't even need the offense to score points in the second half here.
That's not really the offensive start.
He hopped the route. He hopped the route of Marshall.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He stepped right in front. So it's a little bit of a gamble because we know what Marshall can do after he gets the.
Especially if you miss that.
Yeah, you miss. Well, we saw what happened when Zietti got that one.
Yeah.
The extra point is good. Just like that, Valley leads 41-12. We'll be back on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save big at Schottenkirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
An 18-yard pick six by Petey Economos puts the Tigers back up, and Murphy's going to send this one to the corner. It's going to bounce.
I didn't know if he was going to call it.
I wasn't either, but you can't do that.
Yeah, and that was Cole Hahn who kicked off on that one.
Well, it was 95. You're right.
We didn't see the orange shoes.
That's right. I should have known that was the key. So that was a ball bounce. Got a good bounce.
Yes.
And Elijah Cox, he was
ready to run that out of the end zone.
He was ready to run it out of the end zone. He's just lucky it bounced like it did. And the referee, it was kind of like, you can't go anywhere, you can't go anywhere. Oh, that's right. I got to blow my whistle and say the play is. So now Hoover will come back out. And this time they'll send 2 left and 2 right. As Marshall is on the left side. No, Marshall's on the far near side at the numbers. He's at the 20, and that's where the ball is put. Going to go to that left side with the toss. More like an option pitch to Jerry Zietti. 41-12, just like that. Valley makes this game a whole lot different. So all of that discussion we had of this game is not over changes the tone in a hurry. Clock moving. As that is only about the 5th rushing play if you take out the sacks. Kawaku pressured and down.
Yes.
That was just a one-arm move. Joel Alexander. I'll tell you, Kawaku's a smaller 5'9", 150. I'd be hard-pressed to see he's not 5'9".
No.
From here. I think that's being generous. And he's just having a hard time escaping when anytime Valley sends any pressure up the middle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new winner for the Valley Voices raffle. This is a
So 3rd and 13. Clock moving now.
6846. Again, 584-6846.
Kawaku has it. He's rolling out to the near side. Has to evade some pressure and then tuck it under. And a tackle made. That's Dawson Edwards. And he'll sack Kawaku, who's a little slow to get up. Now, the thing is, you've got Brock Larson, who was the 2-year starting quarterback for Hoover, now playing at Iowa Western. There weren't a lot of games Hoover was leading that they felt they could get another guy an opportunity for snaps. And that's the problem, is you're a program on the way up, trying to get those next guys an opportunity to get some game experience. I mean, we're going to start seeing some Valley reserves here soon. And it happens with Dowling. It happens with some of the other programs that just have the numbers. Punt, and it's going to be taken at the 42-yard line. Fumble, and then Hoover picks up the ball. And Johnny on the spot is Elliot Anderson. So it's almost like you went for it, and you got 32 yards on the play.
Punt taken by number 3, Kristen Cobb.
Cobb took it, and then he got hit. Ball came out, and Elliot Anderson fell on it. And I'm going to say that's a combination of Elijah Cox and Jerry Ziadi that made that play possible.
Yeah, it looked like he came underneath and just punched that ball right out.
Put that there. Maybe you can see it better. I don't know. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
You study game film all the time. All right, so Hoover has it. New set of downs. New set of confidence. 1st and 10 from the 33. 3 receivers to the right. We've yet to see the Valley offense in the second half, and we've played almost 4 minutes. Kawaku's throw is dropped. Yves Quinn was there. He wasn't going to get any more. Some throwing it to somebody other than Marshall. And see, and I think you'd be wanting to throw it to somebody else. So it took a while for Patrick Sullivan to get a touch tonight. But when you've got something that works, why go away from Dom?
Yeah, I think there are some defensive backs out there that would like to say, hey, throw it to somebody other than Dom.
Yeah, as I say, yeah, there were about 3 guys leaning on that play, and that's going to be kind of, I think there was a miss snap. We'll redo the down.
Hey, how about those junior high bands?
They were good.
They were very good. I read it wrong. I thought that they were going to be on the field tonight. What they were was in the stands with the Valley Band, and so they did all the pep band work and did a fantastic job. Indian Hills and Stillwell junior high bands.
Trips to the right. Fumbled snap. Kawaku running. Steps under and then escapes one. His helmet comes off. Penalty flag comes out.
Several flags.
Several. You got a whole bunch of stuff. Austin Stotts was there. Will maybe get credit. And Kawaku might be slow to get up.
When his buddy C.J. Reese is holding his helmet, that's never a good sign.
It just flat out popped off. It was a fumbled snap, so the timing was off. He ran.
Yeah, that was pulled off pretty heavy there.
Oh, it was pulled off.
Yeah. Caleb Herrick actually got a fistful of face mask and helmet.
So that would be one of your reasons you have.
Were there 3 flags on
I
that?
think so. So personal foul, face mask, 15-yard penalty.
Not a clean game as far as the roughing the passers or taking the passers' helmets off.
No.
Yeah. Both sides need to iron out a few things.
But see, 15 on 2nd and 15 only makes it Because is that a spot foul where the penalty happened? And since it was behind the line of scrimmage, way back there, that point of infraction was at about the 19, or I mean at the 29. And so then this goes up forward to the 38. So we've got it now, 2nd and 5 from the 38. Hoover has the football. New quarterback, and that's Marshall, and it's complete to Dominique Wright. So Marshall, good thing he's back to offer you an opportunity. And we've seen this before with programs where you have the one guy come in and it doesn't work out, or there's an injury and the backup comes in, and all of a sudden, why don't we play him at quarterback? Well, you needed him at another position. And, you know, sometimes, well, you didn't have the Marshall option with the broken leg. But he's a quarterback now.
Which certainly opens up the quarterback draws.
And it's pass. Ooh, wow, what a hit. Combo, the 1-2, Noah Barr and Austin Stotts, and they delivered a shot to Andre Wadsworth, to Yogi.
Coverage by number 7, Noah Barr, and number 26, Austin Stotts.
No, wait a minute. Is that Yogi or not? It might be Dominique Wright. Well, and Noah Barr tried picking him up.
Yeah.
And it was Dominique Wright who just pops up, so I don't know if he got the wind knocked out of him or what. So it's not a timeout situation, so Hoover's going to have to get back onto the field as the referees say, all right, gentlemen, come on. Support for this broadcast provided by G&L Clothing, a real clothing store with real people, selling regular big and tall clothing for almost a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll Avenue in Des Moines, gnlclothing.com. Marshall remains at quarterback. Nope, take that back. Kawaku is back, and he's going to throw it to Marshall. Caught at the 40, 35, makes a move, and then gets some extra yards, trying to rip the ball out of the Tigers, but they're unsuccessful. Those arms are too strong. Economos has to settle for a tackle and not an INT, but enough to move the chains for the Huskies. Under 8 minutes to play now. 41-12, Valley in control, but Hoover taking advantage of a fumbled punt return, keeping their offense on the field for the longest time tonight, trying to get some points out of this drive. Kawaku throws behind the receiver. I think that's a mistimed route with Yves Quinn. I think he's supposed to break in, and he broke out. So that'll stop the clock at 7:38. This broadcast also brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Exceptional people and an exceptional experience for you. Always the power price. Schottenkirk Chevrolet, 755 West Hickman Road in Waukee. SchottenkirkChevy.net. Open 9 to 8, Monday to Saturday. Reminds me of the old story. We're open 24 hours. Guy comes at 4 in the afternoon. I thought you were open 24 hours. Well, not in the same day. Kawaku. He's got some company back there. Throws the football underneath. Caught at the 25. And that's Yves Quinn. You know, 2 big people came to D.C. this week. Two big notable guests. The leader of one of the largest factions in the world, and the other was the Pope. I at least finally got to use that line. I wrote it all week for the beginning of Market to Market, and I finally get to use it on you.
It worked.
It worked.
It was wonderful.
I had to change it. 3rd and 2, 7:04. Pitch taken. It's going to be tough. Tough sledding there for Ziadi.
Valley really has done a nice job on that option. I think just once or twice they've been able to get that down the field into use it as a first down or pick up notable yardage. But Valley's really done a great job stretching that to the sideline and filling in those cutback lanes.
Well, we don't have a continuous clock, but it sure feels like it in this.
Well, yeah.
You know, we're just moving it right along here. As Hoover has the football, they're going for it on 4th and 6 from the 28. There's no field goal. It's going to do them any good. They need 6. Kawaku on 4th down, rolls out to the left, throws it downfield, caught, and it is a reception and enough to move the chains. Down to the 15. Caught by Sullivan. Like I said, he's been quiet for most of the game. That's only a second catch by my notes.
But second big catch.
Second huge catch. Hoover's almost going to need to go back to the offense that stops the clock to give them an opportunity to get back in this ball game. Time is ticking. As Ziadi is next to Kawaku. The quarterback looks right, throws to the left, caught, but is he inbounds? Penalty flag. No signal yet.
Yeah, they called him out of bounds.
Okay, the back judge came in and said out of bounds, but we do have a penalty flag. Now, as a defender, do you have to turn around?
It's not that you have to turn around, but if you're going to be making contact, you got to turn around and make a play for the ball. And so I do not believe. Well, he did turn around.
Boy,
but
he did turn around maybe a little bit late.
Yeah.
Tyler Van Arkel on coverage out there, playing in that injured spot of Turner Scott. So this is a penalty against Valley. And it's going to be first and not 5. First and about 4.
Well, the sticks are at second down. No, they
I was
moved it
gonna
back
say,
to first.
it's got to be first down because it
was first down.
Yeah. Play is called, Kawaku calls his own number. This time, though, he's not tackled in the backfield. He's tackled near the end zone.
That's where that concern for the Valley defense is. They've been able to corral him because he hasn't tried to just tuck it down and run up the middle. There he did and made some great yards, set up a 1st and goal.
Almost 7 minutes have gone off the clock. Let's see if the referee's going to...
Has Valley's offense been on the
No,
field?
they
yet?
haven't been on the field. Their punt return team has. So the referees are coming now. I think they're trying to get an explanation of that play because which coach?
Well, Coach Rebarger's
Coach
right
Rebarger's
down
there talking to him, right?
Yeah, and
he put his arm out, kind of like, well, this is what he did, reenacting the play, trying to do his own replay of sorts.
Whatever Coach Rebarger was selling, I don't think the officials were buying it. But he certainly did let him know that he was not pleased with the call.
Now they reset the clock a little bit. 5.5. So a 6.5 minute offensive series on 2 different series. Kawaku's rolling. He's got some room, slides into the end zone. Touchdown, Hoover! Kawaku from 3 yards out. And Hoover's on the board again here in the second half.
That is the 4th time tonight where I have seen one of the Hoover players that could just truly separate themselves from the rest of the pack with a great burst of speed.
I'm kind of wondering why they don't run him more.
Yeah.
If it's the size concern or his physicality, I'm not sure.
I would say more so the size than his physical.
Because his athletic ability is there, clearly.
Oh, yes.
Going for 2. Kawaku throws to the right side, intercepted by the Tigers. And you can't return the 2 points. But
John
trying
Mahoney.
to is John Mahoney.
And the extra point attempt fails.
So another one doesn't succeed for Hoover as they're going for the extra point. It's 41-18, though. They get a touchdown off of another turnover. We'll come back after this on CISN.TV.
Action!
Fireplace Superstore is growing. We're building a great new location next to our current store at 109th and Douglas.
Cut!
What?
Action!
We don't want to move it, so we're putting everything on.
Cut! Action!
Our warehouses are too full, and this building's going to go up fast, so we need you to. Seriously, please help us move. Everything's on sale. Fireplaces, patio furniture, grills, fire pits, they're all on sale at Fireplace Superstore, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue in Urbandale.
Why don't we have a camera on Keith so we get him dancing? Eric, what's going on with that? He's dancing. He's up a storm right now.
Dancing machine.
Dance all night. You love One Direction, don't you?
I'm not even sure if I know what that direction is. I did see him on Sesame Street, though.
Did you?
Yeah, they were really good.
Good for you. Good for you. That's Sesame Street. They had one about, they reenacted a scene from When Harry Met Sally. When Cookie, well done. And it featured Cookie there, taken at the 18-yard line. I believe that's Healed. And it is up to the 30. Braden Heald, who came over to West Des Moines from Cedar Rapids in the offseason. And I think we told the story earlier in the season when Heald was over at Rocky's house.
Oh, yes. That was a very proud moment for Kerry Lombardi and crew as Rocky gives a call and says, "Hey, Mom, do you know a good drywaller?" And proceeded to tell Kerry it was just a little bit of damage, but it did make it through 2 sets of drywall into another room.
Javon Mason on the handoff up to the 40, gets through. Nice play up there. Some of the fan base starting to leave, but the fans are mostly still here, the parents in front of us, and student body still here on beach night.
The junior high bands did take up a little space.
They did.
That's a good sign for the future of Valley Marchmasters.
2nd and 3, fumbled snap, and Lombardi's just got a fall on it. He'll lose 4 on the play.
That kind of looked like that, what do the basketball players do when they weave that ball in around their legs? And,
there is a drill name for that.
Yeah, so Rocky working on some ball drills there. Lucky to maintain.
We are going to have basketball again this year on CISN.TV.
Really?
Yeah. We're working on that schedule, and Dar Danielson will have a lot of those games. I'll have a few, and you never know who we're going to dial up on a crazy night. Lombardi's going to throw the football, and it's going to be caught by Heald at the 45. Gain of 10, up to the 47.
I think what I like most about that reception by Heald is we really work on, and any good receiver is going to go after the ball and try and make the catch with their thumbs together. A lot of times people try and put their pinkies together to make that reception, but when you put your thumbs together, make the diamond with your pointer fingers and your thumb, that's your best opportunity because you can tuck it away right away. And he did a great job going down after the ball, thumbs together, great catch.
Lombardi steps under pressure, goes downfield to the tight end, Glenecki, and it's caught at the 5. Wow!
Who'd have thunk John Glenecki had the afterburners for that?
Oh! And the pressure was coming on Hoover, from Hoover up the middle, and Rocky stepped right up. A near 48-yard play. And that was 2-on-2 coverage. Carlo Marble was down there, and almost getting the quarterback was David Johnson. But now the Tigers are marching. They're inside the 10 at the 5. They're in the red zone. 3:35 to go. Lombardi's going to go under center. And they go Mason, left side, up the gut. Mason inside the 2-1 touchdown. Javon Mason.
Number 4.
4 on the night for Mr. Mason.
That's almost doubling his output for the season so far on scores.
Mason coming into the ball game, it did. In fact, he had 3 coming into the game, and now he's got 4 just tonight. So that's 7 on the season, right? 3 plus 4 is 7?
Supposedly.
Okay.
And the Orange Shoes have taken the field now as Nate Murphy is out to try the extra point.
So now you mix that up, and not just Hahn, but you let Murphy get the opportunity. So starting to see some of those reserves getting an opportunity. Valley now puts the 48th point on the board and leads 48-18. We're back after this on CISN.TV.
Mr. Hometown Clothing Store, the one that had it all, everything to get the work done, all in one place. G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
4 touchdowns for Javon Mason. And I don't think his nickname is Black Bear. But he's playing like a bear, like a tough animal. Rocky Lombardi is playing unchained. Dowling Catholic leads Lewis Central 31-14 with 4 minutes to go. As we try to settle into some of these other scores going on.
The 15-yard approach by Hahn to get his leg into this ball.
And he gets it to the 1. Oh, that thing almost took a sideways turn and went dead at the 5.
I
at the 2.
Thought he was going to hit the green and have that spin backward like a good golfer. Like you, Paul.
That's right. Ankeny leads Ames 2014. I've played golf. My oldest is 9. And I haven't even played his age yet since he was born. I think I've played twice with him. And I've played 2 other times. I think I played in the Wartburg charity outing probably 5-6 years ago. The golf, and that was one of the things when I was in Davenport, when I was the weekend anchor at Channel 6 over there, that was what you did, the weekend sports guy and the weekend weather guy. I golf with the weather guy on Wednesday and the sports guy on Thursday.
Really?
That's how I'd golf with Chris on Wednesday, and then I'd golf with Corey on Thursday. that's what we did, you know. That was how that worked. And when I worked in Mason City, I played with the morning weather guy. He loved playing golf. We'd go over to Clear Lake, play at All Vets. That was a fun course there. A couple of the holes, you'd look over the lake.
I too have not played golf for some time. In fact, one of the last times I played was with Steve Moore, longtime Valley baseball coach, and he gave me some great advice.
Said leave the clubs in the garage?
Well, even before that. He said, Keith, just remember this. It doesn't matter where the ball goes. It only matters how hard you swing. And I swung right out of my shoes.
And what did he tell you that's what you should do? Should you swing hard or should you not?
He left it all up to me.
Southeast Polka defeated East tonight 56-7, so we might be picking up a few people still just looking for football at 9:42 on a Friday night. 40-14 Urbandale leads in that contest, so I think that's the time of year. We're just not going to see a lot of close games. So now we have Brad Rose.
Well, I think they're playing with the scoreboard a little bit here, Paul. It's flashing a little bit.
Is it a light show?
I'm not 100%. That firework guy.
Maybe he set it off.
What's he doing? Where'd he go?
So are we going to shut it off? I think we're going to shut it off. So I better write down the score of 48-13 to remember. 48-18.
And we are keeping track of time on the field now?
Now it's back up on the big board. Kawaku rolls out to his left, throws off his back foot, and it's
wow.
It is a great catch made Down on that far sideline by Sullivan. Kawaku threw that one off his back foot and still completed it.
That's a telltale for a pretty strong arm. Kind of an ill-advised pass to throw it from that position, but it worked.
Yeah.
You got to roll the dice at this point.
That's right, trailing 48-18 with 2:41 to go here in the third quarter. Kawaku, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the top of the screen. Low snap, picks it up, throws in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Yves Quinn. Coming up, offering some pressure, Noah Barr, the junior, 5'11", 179, a defensive back. Next week, homecoming for the Valley Tigers. You don't have homecoming without football, right? Isn't that what Tom Wilson always says? There's no homecoming without the football game.
I would agree with that. Something very, very strange this year. The freshmen will actually play, Valley freshmen will actually play a home game on Thursday, the week of homecoming. I don't know if that has ever happened here at Valley.
Oh, nice play, nice catch, still on his feet, and then upended. Going again to Patrick Sullivan. So you have Nick Yenser up there. William Phillips. So normally they don't play at home because you would be opposite.
Absolutely, but
the varsity.
Varsity's playing Council Bluffs, and the freshmen are playing Ames.
Oh, because you don't have Ames on the varsity schedule this year.
That's right.
You don't want to make that trip over from Council Bluffs if you don't have to with your freshmen. Not really thinking you want to go over to Council Bluffs if you don't have to with freshmen.
It'd be fun. Give the kids an experience. The only problem is it's not a Friday night.
False start up the middle. Penalty comes down, and I don't think that ball got snapped when it was supposed to. A whole host of Valley linemen came across the middle. Dead ball. False start on the offense.
You know, when it's one guy that jumps across the line, you think in defense. But when the entire defense goes, that sometimes opens up a question mark if maybe the offense did jump.
We've lost that clock again.
And when it comes back, it's still reading 2:41. I don't think that's the time left, though.
We know the score is right, 48-18. 3 to the right. Kawaku gets the snap, throws, and now, you know, talk about a sense of mind by Pat Sullivan. He caught it, stuck the ball out, trying to break the 45-yard barrier. The referee's not going to give him credit for that.
No, in fact,
they're going to say he was down at the 44, which makes it 4th down and 1.
I don't know. I think the spot was favorable for Valley on this one. You know, I've been watching Kawaku all night. The snaps are not the best. He has to go down for those snaps, which will always disrupt your timing, and somehow he gets back into a timed route. That's pretty good athleticism.
4th and 1 from the shotgun. Kawaku, pitch. Going to go off the hands. And let's see, I think you just want to go down. There's the Addy. And Jerry tried to turn it up and then think he was going to reverse field, but there were like 5 Valley Tigers right there. And so Hoover will turn it over on downs. No need to punt it this time. 4th and 1, and they lose 9.
So am I right in saying this is the second time the Valley offense is on the field this half?
We think. We're still...
and that's the end of the quarter, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so they're going to say that's the end of the quarter.
The Valley Tigers 48, the Hoover Huskies.
Well, if you're going to make a case for getting a new scoreboard, here's your opportunity. Here's your case study.
You know,
you don't have to answer that because I know you're an employee of the district. We'll take a break. The
funny
4th
stories
quarter
about
coming
those.
your way next on CISN.TV.
At Mid-American Energy, part of putting power in your hands is helping to keep families safe. That's why Mid-American provides free educational safety programs to schools, asks you to call 811 before you dig, have annual furnace inspections, and be aware of hazards at home. Mid-American Energy safely delivers electricity and natural gas to us in good times and stormy ones. That's Mid-American Energy.
The fourth quarter, we can tell you that it's the actual fourth quarter. Can't actually tell you the time of the fourth quarter, but we're getting ready to go. Valley leads Hoover 48-18. Home of the Valley Tigers tonight is Valley Stadium on Central Iowa Sports Network, and this broadcast brought to you by Learning RX, brain training and cognitive skills testing, helping children think, remember, read, and learn better. Train the brain, get smarter. 4949 Westtown Parkway, Suite 160 in West Des Moines. At 1205 North Ankeny Boulevard in Ankeny. For more info, learningrx.com. So the Huskies will have it, and we think we have the clock. We'll find out in just a little bit. As Rocky Lombardi's still out there on offense, and I think if you're Coach Swenson, you kind of want him to see, here comes some pressure, and he escapes it once, and now he's got to roll. Lombardi is going to be sacked all the way back at the 49-yard line. He just kept going back further and further. That's a 16-yard loss for Lombardi. And what I was going to say is I think you want to keep Lombardi in there and some of the offense because you have not had it. You're up 48-18. It does not feel like that in the least if you're Valley.
It does
and
not.
so you need to you need some practice, it seems, and getting some of these reps back.
Yes, there's still some rhythm that is just not there. And so this is an opportunity to get it done.
Come on, get rhythm when you get the blues.
Speaking of getting some rhythm back,
Javon Mason accelerates up the middle, and I don't think anybody's going to touch him or even did touch him. 51 yards. I guess they're just trying to pad Mason's. Holy cow. Mason, what a play.
still has a little ways to go to catch Jason Scales' great night of, I think he had 9 touchdowns at Mason City when he was a junior, when he was at Valley.
Now attempting the extra point.
I think that night they felt Scales was still running and running. They're on the bus and Scales is still running. And the extra point is up and good. 54-18. And now we will get the continuous clock. We'll take a break on Central Iowa Sports Network with Valley leading 55-18.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
The continuous clock will now kick in as Javon Mason gets his fifth touchdown of the night. This one he makes count, 51 yards to make it 55-18.
All night I've been talking about the bursts of speed that Hoover has been able to put up, being able to separate themselves from the Valley defense. When you said, I don't think anybody's going to catch him, I don't know that I've ever seen Javon run like he did there. He showed some great speed. The 15-yard approach.
I should try that with my golf swing. Oh, I think that one kind of went off the side of the foot. The 25-yard line, the approach was almost longer than the kick.
Yeah, he Happy Gilmore'd that. And did not cover the ground that we had hoped for. But never mind. Cole Hahn still one of my favorite kickers.
When I was on the sideline last week, I was near those guys a lot. The kickers were just sitting there, standing there because they weren't really being used.
No.
Valley wasn't in the end zone much and was having to go for it on fourth down a couple of times. And Peyton Long is closer to the action because he does get into the game on occasion on the offense, and so he's on that field. And we're going to see Kawaku is still at quarterback. He'll throw, and it's caught at the 35. Andre Wadsworth, Yogi. Yogi Berra passed away this week at the age of, for the love, 90. He might have been flat up 90, straight up 90. And I did get to write in a line today and said, it was deja vu all over again in the cattle market. It was another down week for cattle. And the live cattle, when we report the live cattle, you know what that means, Keith?
What does that mean, Paul?
They're dead. Pass play is up to Yogi, close to the first down. So when you see live cattle reported on the markets, they're actually dead. And then feeders are the ones that are alive.
Gotcha.
So when you see live cattle, they're anything but.
Yes.
Because it's two different markets. It's the food you eat, and then it's the animals that you would continue to feed, raise, and grow. Down the light side for Marshall. No, now they're going to say incomplete. At first, I think he thought he had it, and it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly out-jumped the 3 defensive backs that were there. But too many hands disrupting that as they all came tumbling down.
Jayhawks of Urbandale with a 40-14 win at Indianola tonight. Here it's 55-18. I was going to say that clock shouldn't be stopped, but that's just because it's flashing. Kawaku, drop snap, running for his life. Just going to scoot out of bounds. And chasing him was Michael Christ, the junior, 5'11". See, that's the
Hoover player down.
It's one of their linemen. Pulling that left hamstring. Oh, speaking of live cattle, I see one of our market-to-market analysts over there, Don Rose. He's normally on the chain gang, Don at U.S. Commodities. He's usually a member of the chain gang, and I looked, and he wasn't on the chain gang, and I looked over and I'm like, well, there's Don. I'll have to text him and say you're looking good. All right, so I think that's David Johnson. Johnson plays on both sides of the ball. Those hamstrings, Keith, are kind of hard to overcome.
Yes.
Because they're
kind of an important muscle grouping. And a long muscle grouping. They can nag for a while.
Centennial down Sioux City West tonight, 41-0. Johnston leads North. Actually, that's a final, 44-21. Southeast Polk goes on the road to beat Des Moines East tonight, 56-7. Waukee, 41. Marshalltown, 14. Dowling Catholic, 38, 14 winners. As that pass is heaved downfield and it's knocked down, Noah Barr, and still a lot of the ones in the secondary are still in there. Other scores. Yeah, we really are one of the only games left. Because I know Urbandale and Indianola as we approach the 10 o'clock hour. And this is still earlier than some of the nights we've had. There's been many nights I've been getting in the car at 10:45. As Hoover will punt it away.
We think.
Line up to punt. And back there to punt is Daniel Gomez. He receives it at the 20, gets his foot into it, kicks it away from Hinkle, who it bounces back toward him, and boy, Austin thought about it. And if John Mahoney could have kept that block just a tiny bit longer on Elijah Cox, I think Hinkle would have picked it up and might still be running. We don't know which way, but he'd still be running. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by the Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is the leader in marketplace trust. Before you choose to hire a business, Check with the Better Business Bureau. And by Godfather's Pizza. We make pizza the way it was meant to be, with incredible crust, delicious veggies, hearty meats, and 100% cheese. Godfathers.com to check for a location near you. We think we're in the under 6 minute range now. There we are, 6.5. And I believe that's a new quarterback, and it is Peyton Long. He throws, and it's caught at the 40. Is Hunter Moon. Speaking of, that moon is finally gone behind those clouds a little bit. It's out of the range of.
Also on the tackle, number 80, Elliot Anderson. Gain of 9.
We saw Peyton Long's strength of arm earlier this evening on that reverse pass.
That's his second pass of the game. He's now 1 for 1, or 1 for 2. Handoff, left side. Nice run for a few yards as Chase Stahl. He'll get across midfield, get a first down. It was 3rd and short. Needed 1, got 8.
Tackled by number 10, Patrice Spivey. And number 7, Zach
So now the fans starting to, the student body's starting to clear out just a little bit. Some of the fans in front of us are reading their yearbooks. Once in a while we have people watching us underneath. Not the case tonight. Pass is complete. Oh, and it's going to be still on his feet. Jacob Morris. He's inside the 30. Almost inside the 20. He's at the 20.
I think that's his 3rd big catch of the night.
Tackled by number 80, Elliot Anderson. First down for the Tigers down at the 20.
And it'll be a new set of downs for the Tigers. Next week, homecoming against Council Bluffs' Abe Lincoln. And it'll be a timeout. Hoover will take one as well. We'll come back for more of the 4th quarter. Valley 55, Hoover 18. This is CISN.TV.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather's specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Hi, we're the Waters Boys. I'm Todd. And I'm Thad. The best deals on Buick and GMCs are right here at Waters. Waters Autoland, 8 miles south of Des Moines, Indianola.
Catch the wave to Waters. Waters Autoland.
The Valley Tigers moving the football. Gary Swenson finally feeling confident enough to get some of those 2s in there that this game's in hand. I think he just wanted to have a good offensive series to give some of those starters an opportunity to say, we can play football well. Peyton Long under center. It's got to go down a ways. And it's the handoff to the freshman.
Trey Fugate.
Talking about him during the break. He's just a freshman, but he's up as he comes off the field there, Trey Fugate. And coming back in to take a snap is Chase Stahl, number 16. And Austin Cook with his injury, and you don't know his timetable. It's the hamstring on the knee, on the side of the leg that he had the knee replaced, or the knee surgery. Stahl gets it, stands up, and then is tackled by Answer Gay. But inside the 10. And it'll be 1st and goal.
As Brady Wolf checks in at the running back position. Fullback with Stahl still at the tailback.
And with Long, the senior, looks to left, throw it, and boy, just jumping that route. Trey Spivey, the senior, just about had a pick. Stepped in front of that one. So with Long, if Rocky Lombardi's not in the district, Long's probably your quarterback, right?
Well, yes. Will Roderick has done a great job.
That's right.
But Peyton's sure going to get more snaps. He's got a strong arm. He's a very good baseball player. Looking to go play college baseball.
Stahl gets it, cuts back towards the middle, and he's into the end zone. Chase Stahl, 6-yard touchdown run. And finally, somebody other than Javon Mason scoring for the Tigers.
A nice little shifty move. Mr. Stahl did his best Javon Mason impression. Twin Week is next week for homecoming. Every day's got a new theme. American Day on Monday, Twin Day on Tuesday, which is great because that's also Picture Retake Day. So
people will dress as you?
Well, why not?
How many times have you had a student dress like you?
0 times.
All right. You've been challenged, Valley students.
0 times. I'm actually waiting for Mr. Ross over at Indian Hills. He's, assistant volleyball coach and girls tennis coach. I'm waiting for him to just go ahead, throw down, and try to be my twin on Tuesday.
I meant to post this earlier in the week. There was a teacher, I think we've talked about this, from Dallas. He retired a couple of years ago, but he wore the same outfit for all 35 years of teaching for his
picture
photo.
Yes.
Same green sweater and white shirt. And he did it the first couple of times, not realizing it. And then at some point in year 3, 4, 5, he's like, I've been wearing this every year. And so he just kept doing it. He said a couple of years, there was some times when the buttons maybe were a little tighter than they should have been.
Yeah, I can honestly say that I have worn the same thing for pictures these last several years because, well, I just haven't shown up for pictures, Paul.
And they don't require you to do that?
Don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Cole Hahn gets his kick up to or down to the 5. Zietti takes it at the 20, and then he is stopped. Wow. Nate Yenser still wanting to hit somebody.
Well, not Nick Yenser.
Oh, you're right, Nate. That's right. 62-18.
Block on the Huskies.
And this game coming into the second half. I'm not saying Hoover was going to win, but Hoover was going to make it a game.
Yes, the complexion of the game certainly changed in the second half.
P.D. Economos stepped in front of a pass. And next thing you knew, 11 or 18 yards later, he's in the end zone for a touchdown.
Now notice he hasn't stepped in front of a pass like that again tonight. I wonder if he got the same instructions that Willie Mays Hayes got. Nice catch, don't do it again. With trying to jump that route and making sure that we play fundamental football and not guesswork football.
Marshall rockets it. Dom is up there, and now that's going to be a penalty, won't it?
Oh,
boy, that was way out in the orange.
But the tackle was initiated on the letters.
That's true. So now Marshall back in, not in an injury situation, but just in a time to say, all right, it's time to. Kawaku's night is done.
He did a great job. I'm impressed.
He's sitting at the 40 on the far sideline, starting to take off some of his pads as Marshall throws it, ball's tipped, and then caught by Zietti. Ball was hit by a lineman. Great sense of awareness by Zietti to catch the football and then still move forward.
Well, but ultimately in the end, ended up being a loss on the play. But, yeah, a heads-up play.
Now, if it's tipped by the other team, can the offensive lineman catch it?
Yes.
So at first I thought maybe it was going to be an offensive lineman getting his glory. This is my destiny. No, not anymore.
I'm with you. I agree 100%, Paul.
Rolling out and throwing it is Marshall. It's caught. Marshall's pass is caught by Sullivan at the 27. There's going to be about one more play.
And for those of you wondering, I jinxed it. I was going to say the clock was working. The scoreboard was on and running.
Hoover taking a timeout.
Oh,
that is the game. Okay, so the clock is off. Well, there you go.
62-18.
62-18 is your final score.
Ladies and gentlemen, one other note of interest tonight. This was Gary Swenson's 200th win as a Valley Tiger coach. Let's give a big round of applause.
We'll take a break and wrap things up right after this on CISN.TV.
Kirk Chevrolet in Waukee. New Chevy Malibu 1LT. Power price $89 per month. Yes, $89 per month in Waukee. During Truck Month, get 25% off select new Silverado crew cabs. Select Silverados also come with 0% for 60 months. Plus, you keep the $4,000 rebate. New Silverado Double Cab 4x4 LT. Power price $189 per month. Help us raise 10,000 pounds of food for the Waukee Food Pantry in September. Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Tonight's postgame brought to you by Dasani Water, refreshment redefined. And in this postgame, Keith Bornes along with Paul Yeager here as we wrap things up on the Central Iowa Sports Network tonight. This was a game Valley looking to erase or at least reprogram, recalibrate after last week's loss against their arch rival Dowling in this ball game tonight. The second half, yes. The first half, no. Not for blocking out memories of games.
Right. The scoreboard might show it.
Oh, I don't even know.
But the feel of the game, not so much.
Yeah, the scoreboard now.
Right.
62-18, yes. But during that first quarter, second quarter, there are a lot of things that you got to correct.
There are. And it's still all going to come right back down to the offensive and defensive line. Coach Swenson will preach it all week. He'll preach it all year. He'll tell anybody that wants to play football, you have got to control the line of scrimmage.
Speaking of Coach Swenson, tonight's win, number 200, while he is at Valley High School. So congratulations to Coach Swenson. And well more than that in his career. But
yes.
Last week, Tom Wilson got his career win, number 200, in that game. So there were two guys going for 200 last week, and just the way it shook up. Javon Mason tonight, 5 touchdowns. 10, 11, 2, 3, and 51. Javon Mason really kind of showed his speed, kind of looked a lot more like his brother on that play. Those are a lot more runs that we would see Tyus make. So Javon, as he develops, he doesn't have Austin Cook to alter and counter. It's more on him right now.
It is. But, you know, Jacob Morris came in and showed that he can be a great fullback for the Tigers. And I think Javon's going to be just as comfortable running beside him, behind him, as Morris comes in as a lead blocker. And I think Morris can come in and give the breaks that Javon would need during the game. But you're right. It's now going to become the Javon Mason show.
Other scores tonight, 13-2. Rocky Lombardi had one throwing pass for a touchdown to Austin Hinkle. That made it 21-0, and then there was an interception and a 5-yard touchdown pass to Dom Marshall. Made it 27-17. That was after the interception. Mason and then Pete Economos, a 19-yard interception for a touchdown. And Javon Mason, and then Chase Stahl ends up your scoring, and that's how we finished out tonight. Big win for the Tigers.
It was a big win. And a great win for Coach Swenson, number 200. Funny story about that. when Gary became the all-time winning coach for a career at Valley High School, he didn't know it. Coach Cochran knew it, and they presented him the award at halftime. And he's like, what's this for? And so to get 200 wins and not be known by security, not a bad night.
Not a bad night for Coach Swenson as they stopped him at the gate. Not going to have to stop him much longer.
That's right.
All right, our post game tonight brought to you by Dasani, where refreshment is redefined, and also our player of the game, Javon Mason. He gets your player of the game award on your Cookies by Design. So Cookies by Design presenting Javon Mason with tonight's player of the game as you see the Valley Tigers start to lead, and they'll be back on the field next week for homecoming. We're back on the air at 7 o'clock next week for homecoming, and hard to believe, one of our last broadcasts of the year for home games for Valley Stadium. So, for Keith Bornas and the entire Central Iowa Sports Network crew, my name is Paul Yeager. Thank you, and have a great night. Valley wins, improves to 4-1 on the season. We'll see you next time.